Well, a pleasant good evening, everyone, from the ballpark at Harbor Yard, where the Lancaster Barnstormers have embarked on the road and now to face a ball club in the Bridgeport Bluefish that swept them the last time that these two clubs met here in Connecticut. And if you've been following the Atlantic League news of the last 48 hours, you know that this was the Barnstormers' final regular season trip to Bridgeport ever. There is the possibility we could come back here for a playoff visit. That's still certainly alive and well as a possibility. But as far as the regular season is concerned, we'll play our last games in this ballpark tomorrow. The city of Bridgeport has decided to restructure this piece of land and turn it into a concert venue. So 20 games, 20 seasons rather, of baseball at the ballpark at Harbor Yard will be coming to an end in the month of September. This is our final regular season trip here in 2017. The Barnstormers come in as the hottest club in the Atlantic League despite the loss on Sunday. The Barnstormers have gone 17-6 since the All-Star break, and other teams that haven't seen us in the second half, namely Bridgeport, wondering exactly what's going on. Of course, a lot of it has to do with the new players like Bo Amaral and Steve Clevenger and Nate Coronado, and of course the returning to Lancaster Cole Garner. They have played such a massive role in the resurgence of this ball club. The pitching has stayed solid. Tonight it will be Joe Gardner on the hill for the Barnstormers. He will make his second start of the year. He was strong for 5 innings in his season debut last Wednesday in the series finale against New Britain. He was not involved in the decision there. And he'll match up against a guy whose story this year is similar, Ross Seaton, coming back for another go-round with Bridgeport, has made 2 starts for the Bluefish and has not been involved in the decision in either one. And like Gardner, going 5 innings in his starts so far for the Bridgeport Bluefish. The Barnstormers come into tonight, believe it or not, still 2 games in front of the York Revolution in the Freedom Division race. York split a doubleheader against the Somerset Patriots earlier today, with the Revs winning the opener 4-1 behind Steve Janis. Somerset coming back with a big win, 10-3 in Game 2 of that doubleheader. Also earlier today, Sugarland shut out New Britain by a score of 5-0. We'll be here for tonight, and then a day-night doubleheader tomorrow, and right back home to take on the Somerset Patriots in a 4-game weekend series. Earlier, I caught up with Barnstormers left-handed reliever John Anderson. John always loves to chat, and we talk, among other things, about how many of the Barnstormers the past couple of weeks have spent their Sunday evenings at Clipper Magazine Stadium. And we'll be back to talk about that with John in just a moment here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
It's a new season with a new manager, but Gockenhaus is still here supporting the 2017 Lancaster Barnstormers. Hi, I'm Adam Gockenhauer, and I want you to know Gockenhaus is committed to serving you and our local community in everything we do. We've been in business for 68 years, and we're 4 generations strong. Stop in today to see how appliance and grill shopping can be a pleasant experience and save you money at the same time. I'll be back after the Dugout Report to tell you about our special events this season.
Welcome back to tonight's edition of the Gockenhauer Home Appliances Dugout Report, and joining me is Barnstormers left-hander John Anderson. And John, you guys continue to have fun, even the long grind of the season. It's August, it's the dog days. You're looking at 35 games in 34 days here, but you guys are together and you just enjoy each other's company, and that's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing this game for a long time. This is my 10th year of professional baseball. I spent nine of those with Toronto Blue Jays, so I've been guys, and without a doubt, this is the best group of guys I've been around. When I wake up in the morning every day, I'm purely excited to get to the field because just the type of guys we have in the clubhouse, so many different personalities, characteristics. We just mesh so well, especially the pitching staff. We all get along with each other. It's just pure baseball. There's nothing but us getting excited to strap it on and play every day. And I feel like that's part of the reason why we've been so successful. The team chemistry around here, even when we had new guys, they latch on immediately. So I attest for everybody in this clubhouse. It's the most fun I've had.
Yeah, it's interesting when you try to put into words team chemistry, because it's really difficult to do that, exactly what makes up a really good clubhouse. But this team just seems to have whatever that factor is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to define it. You just kind of know. And I think Ross and Scott and Josh as our coaching staff, they're kind of our glue. They mold us together. But I mean, it's a bunch of old guys. We're all, late 20s, early 30s, so we've been around the game. We get it. We've grinded. Guys have been in the major leagues. Guys have been stuck in the minor leagues for the entire career. Some guys haven't even been there. There's no difference between each and every one of us. We just have one common goal, and that's just to win this big game coming up in a couple days, and then to hopefully win it all.
I noticed there's a bunch of guys. This is the last couple of Sunday nights that hang out the Sunday night off, and you have one particular show. Everybody just sort of gathers around the big screen TV in the clubhouse, and again, just a way to bond.
Yeah, so we have a little group of guys that watch Game of Thrones on Sunday nights because we got a nice TV in our clubhouse. Throw that on, and a couple guys that play video games pretty heavily. There's a handful of us. We have some stuff that we do pregame. I wouldn't really say they're rituals, but some guys play cards. Some guys, converse amongst themselves. Some guys will hop on the video games. But yeah, it's just, there's no outcasts, no sore thumbs. Nobody sticks out. We all get along, and it's definitely helped us along through the season.
Let's take a look at how your season is going. Probably a few more walks than you would like, but otherwise you have to be happy with the way you're throwing.
Yeah, I'm not one to really pay attention to stats. I don't think I've looked at them since earlier in the year. Command's always been my problem. Fastball command, locating it. I had a couple rough games towards the middle of the season, and I made some adjustments. Most importantly, I just tried throwing the first pitch for a strike. I get ahead in the count. I feel like I'm in control, and I can kind of play with the rest of my stuff from there. Sometimes that doesn't happen, and then we got to go back to square one. But I've definitely gotten stronger throughout the year. I've tightened up my mechanics. My pitches have gotten a little bit better. But yeah, the walks have definitely killed me. It seems like every time you walk somebody, they end up scoring. But luckily, that hasn't happened to me too frequently the last couple weeks. So it's just about putting up a zero for the team and doing my job.
Yeah, the bullpen hasn't really changed very much over the course of the year. It's the one element of this ball club that hasn't. Cody Hall left, John Kuchno has come in, but otherwise it's been that same group, and you guys continue to feed off one another and pick one another up.
Yeah, it's been practically the same group of guys all year, and coaching staff and everybody else knows what we're getting out of us. We got 8 guys that throw pretty darn hard, and I'd say that we could compete with some affiliated bullpens pretty well too. What we're going to get out of us. We're going to throw hard, we're going to throw strikes, and we're going to put up zeros. That's important. especially for our starting staff, closing down games and keeping us close, whether we're up or we're down. It's just making sure it's they're competitive outs, and we're not letting the ball get hit hard.
One of the things that I've tracked all year, and I keep bringing up, is how evenly spread the work is among you 8 guys too, because we'll take John Kutchno out of the picture, but if you prorate it, he's right there too. But Ross and Scott have been able to get you in, all of you guys, for about the exact same number of appearances.
Yeah, there's only one guy that really has a role in the bullpen, and that's Anthony Carter as the closer, and he's lockdown city in the 9th inning. I mean, you put him out there, you're getting 3 outs pretty quick, and you're not scoring off of him. But everybody else, when it's our time to go in, it's our call to duty. Nobody really else has a role. It's just your name's called, get ready, go in the game, and get your outs.
Do you like it like that?
I love it. There's no real surprises. Everybody kind of knows when they're going to throw. Nobody really gets more than 2 days off, so everybody stays pretty fresh. Everybody's healthy for the most part this year. We haven't had any injuries. Nobody's missed any significant time. So I think that's definitely helped. It's not conventional, but it's definitely worked for us pretty well.
You look at this schedule coming up over the next few weeks, it can be here at the front end of it a little bit imposing, but you just have to get in there and grind.
Yeah. I don't think any of us really look too far ahead in the schedule. We kind of take one day at a time. That's kind of how I've always operated. It's the same way when I'm pitching. I take one pitch at a time. I don't look ahead to the next batter or the next inning or anything like that. You just go out and attack whoever's on the mound that day for them, and whatever batter steps in the box for the opposing team, and we'll go play the best baseball we can.
Yeah, kind of sad. This is very possibly the last time we'll ever come to Bridgeport, and I know it's first year for you, 13th year for this ball club coming in here, and the only way for us to come back is maybe a championship series, which we wouldn't argue with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've played Bridgeport pretty hard this year. I don't know too much about Bridgeport as a franchise, but I know they have some history behind them. They play the game hard. It's not ideal playing conditions at this field here. Some rough grass and some hard dirt, but the team they put out there every day, we know they're going to play hard. They got a couple guys, Sean Burrows, who's been around the game, it seems like forever. He might be the toughest out in the league, especially coming from a left-handed pitcher too. The guy grinds out at bats. And we've been looking forward to this for a while, because last time we played here, we got swept in a 3-game series. So, we want to come out and play a good series against them and hopefully stay in first place.
We got all those guys they haven't seen.
Yes. And that's the thing. You got Bo in center, you got Steve at first. I'm really excited to get back out there, because I didn't have the best outing last time I was here. Made some mistake pitches, so there's some hitters I definitely want to face again and get some revenge on.
John, thanks for taking time out tonight. Good luck in case you get in there, because with the day off yesterday, everybody's on call.
Yeah, we're fresh and we're ready to go. Thanks, Dave.
John Anderson joining me tonight on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Starting lineups come your way next, right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Another great dugout report. Adam Gockenauer from Gockenauer Appliances back with you again to remind you to please stop by our showroom in East Petersburg to see all the best appliance brands on the market today. Brands like GE, Maytag, Whirlpool, Speed Queen, and Fisher & Paykel. We not only can save you money on your purchase, but provide you with our own service, delivery, and installation. Join our family and let us show you how fun appliance shopping can be. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg.
Hey Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
Welcome back from the ballpark at Harbor Yard. We'll hustle through the lineups because this game is ready to go. For the Barnstormers, Bo Amaral leading off in center field. Trayvon Robinson, the designated hitter, batting second. Cole Garner in right field, batting third. The cleanup hitter is the third baseman, Sean Halton. Steve Clevenger will bat fifth. He will be at first base. Garrett Weber, the second baseman, hitting sixth. The shortstop batting seventh is Nate Coronado. Lastings Millage is in left field, batting eighth. Tyler Clark will be doing the catching for the Barnstormers and batting ninth. That was a late switch. Anderson De La Rosa scratched from the lineup here tonight. Joe Gardner on the hill, no record, and a 3.6 ERA. And very quickly for the Bridgeport Bluefish, Luis Hernandez leading off at short. Wellington Dotel is the center field, batting number 2. Tony Abreu will bat third. He'll play second base. The cleanup hitter is the first baseman, Sean Burrows. Jonathan Galvez batting fifth and left. Daniel Fields will be the designated hitter and bat sixth. The catcher is one-time Barnstormer Gustavo Molina. He is batting seventh. Angeles Nina is the third baseman, batting eighth. Osni Guillen is in right field, batting ninth. And on the hill is right-hander Ross Seaton. He is making his third start with the Bluefish this year. No record. His ERA a little bit high at 8.1 over his 10 innings. First pitch to Sean Burrows. An easy first out. 3 unassisted. 1 pitch, 1 out. And Trayvon Robinson, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. Seaton is from the Houston area, and he signed with the hometown Astros back in 2008 out of high school. He came up through their system quite a bit with Tommy Shirley, was maybe a step ahead of Tommy. And like Shirley, went over to the Detroit Tigers a year ahead of Tommy's arrival there, and came to Bridgeport last year. He was 1-3 here in 9 starts. 1 out, nobody on board. And the pitch to Trayvon Robinson angles low. Ball 1, no strikes. The Barnstormers designated hitter checking in, batting .272 with 5 home runs, 27 runs batted in. It is a very sunny evening. No threat of rain at all here tonight. Next delivery to Robinson is inside. Ball 2 and no strikes. Right field is the tough sun field. Osni Guillen stationed out there at the moment with Wellington Dotel in center. Jonathan Galvez in left. Angeles Nina is the third baseman. Luis Hernandez at short. Tony Abreu is the second baseman. Sean Burrows at first. And Gustavo Molina doing the catching. Called strike on the inside corner. Robinson is batting at 2-1. 325 down the lines, 400 straightaway center. Here at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Next pitch from Seaton is high, says Joe Cruz. Ball 3 and a strike. Cruz with the plate. Richie Katz at first. And John Grasso is the umpire over on the third base side for tonight's game. Lovely night for baseball. Temperatures got to the upper 70s today in Bridgeport. Robinson takes ball 4 inside and low. Another walk picked up by Trayvon. Seaton had walked 6 in his first 10 innings of the year and puts Robinson aboard. Now Cole Garner, the Lancaster right fielder, will step in. 287 for Garner with 5 home runs, 19 runs batted in. The weekend started incredibly well for Cole with the 5-for-5 game on Friday night, and then 1-for-5 with a home run, so still pretty good on Saturday, and then 0-for-4 with an RBI on Sunday afternoon. But overall, a productive series against the Sugarland Skeeters. Throw over to first, and Robinson, who's 14-for-15 stealing, is able to dive back in. 1 out, 1 on. A lot of room. This is a very spacious outfield here at Harbor Yard. The wind tonight's blowing out to right. Robinson bluffs and doesn't go. The pitch is low to Garner. Cole bats at 1-0 with Sean Halton, the third baseman, waiting on deck. You hate to see the off day for Sean. I think everybody else could use it, but as hot as he was, you don't want anything stemming his momentum. Infield set, looking to turn 2. Another throw to first. Trayvon Robinson diving in. Ross Seaton will turn 28 next month. He got as high as AAA, kept bouncing back and forth between AAA Oklahoma City and AA Corpus Christi during his time in the Houston system. Another throw to first. They're really intent on keeping Trayvon Robinson close to the bag at first. Garner has only seen one pitch. He's ahead in the count, a ball and no strikes here. Hernandez and Abreu, the middle infielders, set double play depth. Robinson has a good size lead. He's not going to go. In fact, time is called. It had taken so long. Garner got that belated timeout. Seaton actually aborted his delivery, something that many people in this game will tell you not to do. It looked like Robinson might have been on the run there, and he pulled up with the timeout. Here's the pitch to Garner, swinging a high fly ball left center field. Floating over on it is Dotel. He will be there to make the catch. Robinson unable to advance, and it leaves the inning to Halton. Sean, the Barnstormers' third baseman, hitting .267 with 22 home runs, and he has driven in 72 on the season.
Third baseman, number 19, Sean Halton.
The 22 home runs, 72 runs batted in, both tops in the league. Michael Snyder has been frozen at 21 home runs since our last series there, which ended 8 days ago. Halton has advanced beyond him. Robinson takes off. The pitch is down and away. The throw by Molina is in decent shape, and they got him. Robinson is thrown out trying to steal 2-4, and that cuts short the Barnstormers' first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. Bottom of the first, and Joe Gardner will take the hill. It is Lancaster nothing, and Bridgeport coming up.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Right-hander Joe Gardner taking the hill for the Barnstormers tonight. He is making his second start as a Barnstormer this year. Of course, a veteran with Lancaster. His 4-year record is 15-9 in a Barnstormers uniform. Against the New Britain Bees last Wednesday, gave up 6 hits and 2 runs in 5 innings. He walked 2, struck out 5. This Bridgeport batting order is probably the best top to bottom, at least in terms of fighting you and having extended at bats and ringing up base hits. First pitch to Luis Hernandez is inside a ball. 1-0. Hernandez batting .274 with 3 home runs and 29 runs batted in, and largely this lineup is intact. Swinging a foul tip, 1-1. They've lost Alberto Callaspo to Mexico over the course of the season. But Wellington Dotel is back. They brought in Gustavo Molina. Swing and a miss at a Gardner fastball. He's ahead of Hernandez at a ball and 2 strikes. But in terms of team batting, these two ball clubs have been neck and neck at the top all season long. Right now, Lancaster 285, Bridgeport 284. Chipped foul by Hernandez. The count will continue at a ball and 2 strikes. The Barnstormers all year long, a big strikeout throwing team. But Bridgeport is a ball club that's very difficult to strike out. They will really battle you. Here's the wind, and again, 1-2. This is smashed foul past third, past Luis Rodriguez in the coaching box over at third base. Well, when they do shut down operations here in Bridgeport, I certainly hope that Luis Rodriguez and the general manager here this year, Paul Herman, are able to find employment elsewhere in this league. They've both done amazing work in the waning days of this franchise. 1-2 is inside and low, taking the feet out from under Hernandez. But a good leadoff at bat here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still undecided, and this will be pitch number 7 coming to the switch hitting shortstop, who had a historic tendency to have big games against the Barnstormers once he gets it going. Ground ball down the line at first. Staggering is Clevenger. And Gardner miscommunicated, and they leave first base unprotected. Infield base hit for Luis Hernandez to get the ball game underway tonight. Wellington Dotel, the center fielder, will come to the plate. The ground ball was down the line, but it took a low skip. And with that, Clevenger sort of stumbled into foul territory. Gardner apparently thought Clevenger was going to be able to make that play himself. And by the time he realized Steve was off balance, it was too late to get over. Hernandez escapes, and the leadoff man is aboard. The pitch to Dotel is down and away. Ball 1, no strikes. It has already been a long day for the Lancaster Barnstormers. It's going to be a very long 2 days for this ball club. Some travel issues today, not bus issues, hotel issues. Ball 2 is low, 2-0. We got up here. Rooms were not ready. Even at 1:30 this afternoon, ordinarily you can check in, but today they told us that the group that was in, that had our rooms last night, checked out late, swinging a foul ball back. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. And even at the 3 o'clock normal check-in hour, from what I understand, half the guys were still not in. 2 balls, 1 strike to Dotel. Hernandez, the runner at first base. Lancaster setting the infield, double play depth. Joe Gardner working out of the set. The pitch is low, ball 3 and a strike. And trouble brewing here in the bottom half of the first inning. And then a day-night doubleheader tomorrow, and then bus back home 4 hours after a long day at the yard. 3-1. You got to love this game. There goes Hernandez. The pitch is outside. And it is a walk to Dotel. Runners are at first and second with nobody out. Tony Abreu, the second baseman, now will come to the plate. He's batting .312 with 3 homers and 42 runs batted in. Barnstormers are 6-7 in the season series against Bridgeport. They have had some real battles over the course of this season. Bridgeport with the edge. Here's the motion. Gardner inside to Abreu. Ball 1, no strikes. So a tough start for Joe. Making, I would have to say, a mental mistake not covering first against Hernandez. And now having difficulty throwing strikes. Ball 1-0 to Abreu in from the left side of the plate. Gardner comes back, gets a ground ball to second. With it is Gardner. He'll go to Coronado. That's 1. Back to first. Will not be in time. They'll get the force out at second. Dotel is retired 4-6. Gardner picks up the first out. Sean Burrows now will come to the plate. As John Anderson told you, probably the toughest out in the league. A guy who will just foul pitches off, wear you down. He sprays the ball around. It's almost as if he can aim it with the bat. .337 overall for Burrows on the year. 2 home runs, 29 runs batted in. He has hit .375 against the Barnstormers. So Gardner is going to have to get another ground ball and hope the defense can turn the double play. That last ground ball by Abreu was to the glove side of Weber, so he had to turn and make the throw to Coronado, and by the time Nate fired back to first, just a hair too late on Abreu. Now to Burrows, a pitch low, ball 1, no strikes. Left fielder Jonathan Galvez, a right-handed batter, waits on deck. Gardner wearing the socks all the way up to the knee, as is the shortstop Coronado. And the left fielder, Millage, for the Barnstormers. There's a ground ball, but rolled into the hole, base hit left field. It's what Burrows does. He aims the ball beautifully, and he drives in the first run of the night. Hernandez scoring. It is 1-0 Bridgeport, still only one out, and Jonathan Galvez stepping to the plate. Watching Sean Burrows, it's like watching Rod Carew back in the day, or a Tony Gwynn type of batter. Simply takes that short swing and puts the ball somewhere where the defenders are not. That wasn't all that hard hit, but perfectly placed by Burrows. If it's hit 5-10 more feet toward the middle, Coronado has it, and chances are it's a double play. But now Abreu at second, Burrows at first, and a dangerous hitter stepping in, and Jonathan Galvez. He's got a 9-game hitting streak right now. The Gardner pitch is low, ball one, no strikes. Joe is not getting knocked around here, and could have a chance to get out of the inning unscathed if he had covered first base on the ground ball to Clevenger. But again, Clevenger kind of staggered with a low hop. There's a fly ball down the right field line that is slicing and going foul into the Bridgeport bullpen. To Galvez, it is 1 ball and 1 strike. And when that ball was hit initially, I can understand Gardner's reaction. He should have gotten over there, yes, but it looked like that ball was Clevenger's all the way. And then it looked like it took a little bit of a weird low skip, and Clevenger lost his balance, and nobody could get to the bag. Hard hit ground ball, backhanded by Halton. He's going to take this to third for 1, fire across the diamond. That's a double play to get out of the inning. So Gardner keeps getting ground balls and finally escapes the inning. But for Bridgeport, 1 run on 2 hits with no errors. They leave a man, and at the end of 1, it is Bridgeport 1 and the Barnstormers nothing.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
Well, not a strong start for the Lancaster Barnstormers tonight, but at least the damage has been minimized. Down by 1 as we head into the second inning. Halton, Clevenger, and Weber scheduled against Ross Seaton. He walked Trayvon Robinson in the first inning, but Robinson was thrown out attempting to steal. The Barnstormers with 22 runs on 27 hits between Friday and Saturday night, and they got off to the big start Sunday afternoon. 2 runs on 4 hits in the first 2 innings. And then the offense, eerily quiet ever since then. Their last 8 at-bats, producing just 1 hit. That was a bloop single by Steve Clevenger in the middle innings on Sunday. First pitch to Halton, a called strike. Seaton gets ahead at 0-1. Clevenger and Weber will follow. Nate Coronado in the hole. Seaton, 3-batter, 9-pitch first inning despite a walk. Comes back to Halton, 0-1, and Sean takes a ball wide of the plate. The count is even at 1 each. Halton on a 13-game hitting streak coming in, the longest by a Barnstormer this season. His RBI streak ended Sunday. He had knocked in a run in 8 in a row. Here's the 1-1 offering. Seaton curls it back to the inside corner. Beauty of a pitch. And he's got Halton at a ball and 2 strikes. Defense plays Halton slightly to the left, nothing drastic. And a 1-2 fastball wide of the plate. 2-2 the count. The Totel is slightly toward left center, and the infield is slightly altered toward the left side. Seton will go to work on Halton. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The motion, the pitch, swung on and missed. Halton goes down. 1 away here in the top of the second. Steve Clevenger, the first baseman, checks in. Clevenger is batting .266 with 1 home run, and that was a deciding home run last week. And he has driven in 7. Big start for Ross Seton so far tonight. The Barnstormers and Joe Gardner, the only thing he did wrong really was the walk as far as his pitching was concerned. Other than the walk, he got 4 innocent-seeming ground balls. The hardest was the double play hit into by Galvez. Strike to the inside corner from Seton. He will go back to work on Clevenger. Next delivery is inside. Ball 1, strike 1. The Barnstormers unable to get locked in on Seton so far. Not to say that they won't. This team has the weirdest knack of being cold for several innings and then just exploding. Second strike to the outside corner. Seton hitting his spots in the early going. He has Clevenger trailing 1-2. Second baseman Garrett Weber waiting on deck. Seton has the sign from his battery mate, Gustavo Molina. The motion, the pitch. Ball 2 is wide. 2-2. Emerald went after the first pitch of the game and grounded out. Garner with a fly out to center. Those have been the 2 balls put into play. Here's the motion to Clevenger, 2-2. That looked off speed and was outside and low. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Lights are coming on. Sun has just about vanished as far as the field is concerned. Here's a 3-2. Clevenger whacks this out to deep right field. Guillen going back. He'll leap up against the fence. Won't be able to make the play. That ball trickling along the wall, and Clevenger will glide into second base with a 1-out double. Guillen almost got there. Leaping try up against the fence, and then the ball hit and rolled the other way on him, giving Clevenger an easy 2-base hit. He's the runner in scoring position. His second double as a Barnstormer. And Garrett Weber will try to pick him up. Weber checks in, batting .294 with 11 home runs and 40 knocked in. The ball is going to carry to right tonight, which very often it does not do here at Harbor Yard, but the wind this evening is blowing that way. Weber digging in against Seton. Clevenger leads off second. The pitch, Garrett with a swing and a ball tagged to center, but straight at Dotel. He'll make the catch. Clevenger just bluffing off second base. Hard hit by Garrett Weber, but the second out of the inning. And now Nate Coronado will see if he can add to his great body of work offensively. Since coming to the Barnstormers, he has batted safely in 17 out of his 20 starts so far. 18 out, make that 18 out of 21. 13 out of his last 14. He starts the night batting .355 with a home run and 11 runs batted in. Clevenger, the runner at second, now with 2 outs. To Coronado, first pitch strike to the inside corner. It's 0-1. The unfortunate part of this inning is that just about anyone but Clevenger, who does not run well, gets a triple on that fly ball to right and scores easily on the Weber drive to center. No balls, 1 strike. Coronado looks at it, takes it low. 1-1. If that's Trayvon Robinson or somebody of that nature, Bo Amaral, Tyler Clark, one of the other left-handed batters hitting that, the Barnstormers have a run on the board. And a Coronado 1-1 pitch is fouled away to the right side, out of play. Seton has him at 1-2. But Clevenger does not list speed among his assets. Very good hitter, very good defensive first baseman, knows what he's doing behind the plate. And he's not a fast guy. 1-2 to Nate Coronado. Clevenger Leads off second. Seaton ready to go out of the slide step. Here's the pitch, and that is nailed foul, just clearing the Bridgeport dugout and into the seats. Still a ball and 2 strikes to Coronado. When he signed, I don't know that he envisioned being the Barnstormers' everyday shortstop, and that was not the intent, but boy, he's done one heck of a job since Vladimir Frias had his contract purchased by Arizona. I think a fan may have gotten hit by that, at least grazed by it down there. 1-2. Coronado gets a fastball up and in. Seaton trying to rattle Coronado. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Clevenger, the runner at second base with 2 men gone. Barnstormers have been able to hit the ball pretty hard this inning. Still just 2 outs, runner at second, and nothing on the scoreboard. Coronado awaiting the 2-2, and the pitch hit high to center field. Dotel will have his 3rd putout. He's got it, and it ends the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Bottom half of the 2nd inning. Coming around, it is Bridgeport 1 and Lancaster nothing.
Enjoy great ballpark food at discount prices. The Lancaster Barnstormers offer numerous chances to enjoy your favorite ballpark foods this summer. On Sundays, Burke's hot dogs are only $1 all game long. Hess's Barbecue brings back the all-you-can-eat pig roast on Mondays and all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are also Fill Your Tummy Nights at the stadium, where for only $10, you can stuff yourselves with popcorn, hot dogs, fries, nachos, and soda. Upstairs, we have Pat's Pizza and Pinball Mondays and Fat Pig's Wing Wednesdays, where you can pair food and beer with a Barnstormers game. Barnstormers baseball, make a night of it.
Silicon, microprocessors, and thousands of lines of code. Raw elements transformed into innovation by Lexus. For a limited time, experience advanced safety technology for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. But hurry, these offers won't last. Now through September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Daniel Fields, the designated hitter, will be leading off the second. Gustavo Molina and Angeles Nino will follow. Fields, a left-handed batter the entire way, who's done a lot of damage to the Barnstormers at times this year. His batting average against Lancaster isn't all that high, 227, but he's hit 4 big home runs in this season series. Gardner misses up and away. Ball 1, no strikes. His overall number's 306 with a dozen home runs and 50 knocked in. Here is the motion. Gardner comes back, and it's lined the other way, a base hit to left field. Second straight inning. Bridgeport is led off with a base hit. Gustavo Molina, the catcher, will step in. Gustavo batting 169 with a home run, 7 runs banded in. He can produce offensively. We saw that in Lancaster back in 2013, but he is here for his defensive prowess. He and Jose Heel, probably the best and most experienced catching tandem in this league. Here's the pitch. Fastball is inside, ball 1. A lot of ball clubs have that experienced catcher and the youngster, the combination, which the Barnstormers have in De La Rosa and then Tyler Clark. 1 ball and nothing. Here's the pitch to Molina. That is over but low, 2-0. Last inning started with a base hit and a walk, and this inning is started with a base hit and a 2-0 count. 3 hits already for Bridgeport, and this is the ball club that before you know it, you can look up and there are 15 of them. Bounce to Halton. He will go to Weber for 1, back to first. That doubles up Molina, and Gardner benefits from a double play for the second time here tonight. Both started by Sean Halton over at third. 2 outs, and Angeles Nina, the third baseman, checks in. Nina 221 with 2 home runs, 13 runs batted in. And Gardner is a guy who will get a lot of double plays. He's going to give up some hits tonight. They asked me about Joe Gardner, what's he like out in the press box earlier. I said you probably get 8 hits and 2 or 3 runs off of him in 6 innings because that's the MO generally. Here's the wind. Nina shortens the bunt and gets a ball inside, 1-0. Last time out, 6 hits, 5 innings, 2 runs. He'll just keep the Barnstormers in the ball game. And a lot of it's because of his ability to get double plays. Fastball for a strike. And it is 1-1 here on Angeles Nina. Barnstormers will have Milledge, Clark, and Amaral stepping in the 3rd inning. Upstairs, and Nina has a big edge in the count. Bluefish 1, Barnstormers nothing, and an RBI single by Sean Burrows. And there is ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. The scoreboard had it wrong, and I was questioning my sanity, as usual. 3-1. Gardner to the plate. This is elevated foul and out of play down the right field line. Out toward the rail yard. We haven't seen the usual number of trains come through, or maybe I just haven't been quite paying attention. 1 chugged through here, I remember, during the national anthem. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Gardner to the plate, and he misses. Ball 4 is outside, and that is another base runner, the 5th of the ball game for the Bridgeport Bluefish. Nina is aboard with 2 outs. Osni Guillen will step in. Guillen, left-handed batter all the way. And unlike his outstanding defensive shortstop father, he's an outfielder. He plays right on this Bridgeport ball club. 254 hitter with 2 home runs, one of those against Lancaster. First pitch, a strike on the inside corner at the knees. Gardner able to locate, and it's no balls and a strike. 1-0 Bridgeport, bottom of the 2nd inning. Defense back here with 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch is outside and low. Guillen batting at a ball and a strike. The only sunlight left visible in this ballpark is climbing the right field walls. It's August, and the sun sets a little bit earlier up here. Swing and a miss at an off-speed delivery. 1-2 on Guillen. Nina, the runner at first. He has swiped 5 in 5 tries. Hasn't seemed inclined to go yet, but it's always possible. Clevenger holding him. One, 2 on the way, and again in the dirt. Nice block made by Clark. He got down there well. When you're 6'5", it's not quite as easy. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tyler is going to catch 2 of the 3 games in this series. Steve Clevenger will catch 1 of the games tomorrow, probably the 7-inning day game. Anderson De La Rosa is going to be shut down here for the next few days. Runner goes. The pitch is inside, getting away from Clark. Nina is going to make the turn. He's going to head to third and be there without a throw. He'll get a stolen base, and then we'll have to see if he gets third on a wild pitch or a pass ball. But Gardner's offering got through the catcher, Tyler Clark. And Nina was alerted that the pitch was to the backstop. He never slowed down, galloped all the way to third. Full count pitch coming to Guillen, and all of a sudden this inning has turned a little bit bleaker. Ball 4 is inside. Gardner continues to have trouble throwing strikes tonight. This is unusual. He's walked 3, and now Luis Hernandez will come back around with runners at first and third and 2 outs in the inning. Thank goodness for the double plays. Long Island has a 6-0 lead over Southern Maryland in the bottom of the 5th. They're playing 2 tonight, so that's the first 7-inning game. Somerset and York split earlier today, and Sugar Land behind Mitch Talbot shut out New Britain 5-0. All of a sudden, the pesky Hernandez becomes a crucial out here in the 2nd inning. Nina at third, Guillen at first, 2 away. Hernandez already this year has 2 4-hit games against the Barnstormers. He had a 5-hit game last year. Pitch is low, ball 1, no strikes. Gardner just fussing around out on the mound. He's had the hardest time getting outs. Fortunately, 2 at a time, so he's only given up a run. But he's only retired 3 of the 9 batters he's faced and has fallen behind Hernandez at a ball and no strikes. And he is legitimately wild. 1 ball and nothing. Gardner to the plate. Hernandez shows bunt, taking it back and taking a strike. All even at 1 apiece. It's a key out. Keep the Barnstormers within a run. Runner from first takes off, swinging a foul, and they'll have to send Guillen back. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Gardner getting ahead of his second consecutive batter. Hernandez reached on an infield base hit and scored the run back in the first inning. Should have been a ground out. The Barnstormers had a mental misfire. Hernandez getting a base hit out of the deal, and obviously it was costly. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gardner comes back. Hernandez drives a foul. The same pattern as the first at bat. Joe got ahead. Hernandez kept fouling it away. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the continuing count. Fields led off the inning with a single. He was erased on a double play, but now Nina and Guillen have walked. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. He hits a chopper to second. Weber with the short throw, and Gardner again uses a ground ball to escape trouble. A lot of base runners for Bridgeport, but they haven't been able to make much out of them. Here, no runs on 1 hit with no errors. 2 men left on base. We'll go to the third. It's Bridgeport 1 and Lancaster nothing. Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz. We have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
The Lancaster Barnstormers and the Bridgeport Bluefish going into the third inning. It is 1-0 in favor of Bridgeport. Lastings Millage, the left fielder, will lead off, batting .271 with a home run, 33 runs batted in. He's gone through a bit of a slump as of late, while the rest of the ball club has been swinging the bat very well. Only 6 out of his last 48 is Millage. He had the day off on Sunday. The windup, and Seaton delivers a strike. It is 0-1. Ross Seaton continuing to command the zone here. He walked Robinson back in the first inning, but other than that, he's been getting ahead of the hitters. Here's the wind, 0-1 to Millage. Good-looking breaking ball. Gets the inside corner. It's strike 2. Tyler Clark, the switch-hitting catcher, is on deck, and then Bo Amaral, the center fielder, will step in. 0-2 on Millage. Seton ready to go. The pitch past everything. Ball 1. If Millage could have read that, he could have swung and missed and gotten to first base. You would hope. I don't think the ball kicked right back out to Molina at all. Molina had no chance to handle it. Here comes the 1-2 now on Lastings. Hard hit ground ball to third, picked by Nina. He'll fire across. Millage retired 5-3. Tyler Clark stepping in, the catcher, batting 170 with a home run and 10 driven in. Again, Anderson De La Rosa is going to miss the next few ball games. Got a sore right arm. The last we knew, he made 3 outstanding throws in one night, but it's tender. They want him available for Monday, certainly. Here's the motion. And to Clark, fastball up and away. Ball 1, no strikes. 1 out, nobody on. Top of the third inning. The Barnstormers having difficulty with Ross Seton. They'll start getting a second look when Amaral comes to the plate. The 1-0 on Clark, swung on, lined out to left field. Galvez going back. He misjudged it. It's over his head. And Clark will sprint into second base. He is there with 1 out. And I believe that should go down in the books as a double, even though Galvez took a very, very bad route to the ball. Tyler Clark gets the 2-base hit, his second double, his 4th extra base hit. And now Bo Amaral will try to tie up the score. Galvez got turned around on that ball, hit slightly back over his head, and the ball sailed beyond him and skipped to the fence. Clark in at second base. Lancaster with a 1-out double for the second inning in a row and a 1-out base runner for the third inning in a row. Nothing has come of it yet. Amaral digs in. He grounded out to Burrows on the first pitch of the night, thrown by Seton. Here's the motion, the delivery. Fastball gets the inside corner at the letters. It is 0-1. Amaral started the night batting .356 with 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in. He's been a very good hitter with runners in scoring position. 5 out of 10 so far. 0-1 to him. And that is tapped foul. Seton's got Amaral 0-2. Trayvon Robinson waiting on deck. Amaral had a great homestand. He was 13 for 32. Of course, he had the grand slam on the first night of the homestand and then the winning inside the park home run on Saturday. 0-2. Clark leads from second. Seton glances back at the runner. Now to the plate, 2-strike pitch, ground ball toward the middle, and it'll shoot on through. A base hit. Here comes Clark. He'll score easily. Abreu going to his right, couldn't get there. Amaral with the RBI single. The Barnstormers level the score at 1. And Trayvon Robinson will come to the plate. Bo Amaral extending his hitting streak to 8 games and tying things up here in the third inning. Balls will not deaden on this infield. They have a tendency to accelerate, especially toward the middle, and it looked like Abreu would get there, and the Barnstormers would have 2 outs and a runner at third, but that ball sped up. It got past Abreu quickly, and Lancaster has evened the score. Here is Trayvon Robinson, a walk. Back in the first inning, Amaral leads from first, and Seton is well outside of Trayvon. Ball 1-0. Amaral, 2 for 3, stealing bases. He does run well. There's a throw over. Seton trying to hold him. The Barnstormers lost Robinson on a steal attempt back in the first inning. Close play at second, but Molina had made a perfect throw. He got him. Angeles Nino playing up on the grass over at third here. 1 ball and no strikes and another throw to first. Amaral well in ahead of it, although this time diving to the bag. One-runner score here in the third inning. A ball and no strikes to Robinson. He takes ball 2 outside. Seton has thrown 1 strike to Trayvon now in 2 at-bats. He's missed with 6 out of 7. The Bridgeport infield looking to turn 2. So Robinson, here's the 2-0. Line drive to first and a double play again. How often can a team do that in one season? This is about 7 or 8 now, and it just gets frustrating. It started with Gendel, now it's Amaral, and tonight Robinson. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. I don't think I've ever seen it happen to a ball club as often in 1 year as it has happened to the Barnstormers here in 2017. So the Barnstormers able to tie it. Robinson with a bullet right into the glove of Burrows for the double play, and we'll go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning in a 1-1 ball game.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hey, Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
Bottom of the 3rd inning, and here is Wellington Dotel. He takes a ball low from Joe Gardner. 1-1 our score, and the RBI single by Bo Amaral. Gardner's next delivery is high and inside. He can't throw strikes to Dotel, and he's having his struggles throwing strikes, period, tonight. Gardner has walked 3, struck out nobody. Balls in play have generally been on the ground, and there's another one. Ground ball. Weber can only knock it down with his glove. He picks it back up throwing, but no chance to get Dotel. That'll be an infield base hit. Again, how that ball will tend to shoot here in Bridgeport, and it's been that way for years. Weber ranging wide to his left, got a glove on it, and couldn't keep it under control. He got there, still made a throw, but Dotel is too fast. Now Tony Abreu stepping in. Abreu reached on a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. Yeah, the funny part of it is, if Amaral had actually grounded out and Burrows was not holding a runner, Robinson probably has a double, and the Barnstormers score the run anyway, and they're still in business. First strike to Abreu from Gardner. It is 0-1. Dotel 2 for 6 stealing bases this year. He was the stolen base champ in this league a couple of years ago. Lob throw from Gardner. Bridgeport with 4 singles already tonight. It's the way they go about their business. Can they hit home runs? Yes, but there are these nights where they will just single you into oblivion. Fastball is down low. Abreu bats at a ball and a strike. Barnstormers had a night like that against New Britain not too long ago where they piled up 17 singles and 2 doubles against the Bees in New Britain. Abreu batting at a ball and a strike here. Another throw goes to first, chasing Dotel. 3 straight innings with a leadoff single for the Bridgeport Bluefish. And only one has cleanly gotten to the outfield. Here comes the 1-1. Abreu with a ball blasted toward the gap left center field. Nobody's getting to this on the fly. That ball is going to have to be picked up off the base of the fence by Amaral. Here comes Dotel. He'll wheel around and score on the Abreu RBI double. Bridgeport right back into the lead. It is 2-1. Sean Burrows with an RBI single back in the first inning will now step to the plate. So it is Abreu unloading the power, his 18th double of the year. Burrows will at least try to advance him to third. Scott Patterson is going to come out for a mound visit and try to settle down Gardner. They have sent 12 men to the plate tonight. Speaking of Bridgeport, 8 of them have reached base. Of course, the Barnstormers with the tough break on the line drive double play right at Burrows, who is a right-handed thrower, and it was just like the ball Amaral hit to Aaron's the other night. The runner had no chance at all to get back. The defender with the inside track just on the natural lead. So it is just one more example of the tough breaks the Barnstormers have had this year on those line drives. They haven't made terribly many. There have been 1 or 2 mistakes running in situations where they should not be. And that is the 23rd double play turned against the Barnstormers this year with an out on the bases. There is a ground ball, or not a ground ball, but a pitch through the wickets of Tyler Clark. Second time that he and Gardner have misfired, and now Abreu moves to third. So an ugly inning so far. The Barnstormers bring their infield in. 1 run across, 1-0, and to Burrows. It's grounded up the middle, base hit. He's at it again, 2 for 2, 2 runs batted in, and it's now 3-1. Gardner giving up his 6th base hit. Sean Burrows is a magician with the bat, and that's going to be a base hit whether or not the infield is drawn in. That was straight back through the box and out into center. The drawn-in infield made it elementary. So now you've got Burrows at first and Jonathan Galvez stepping in as Bridgeport has bounced out to a 3-1 lead here. 6 hits off Gardner tonight. Burrows the runner at first, nobody out. Galvez the batter. Bridgeport with a 3-1 lead. Gardner to the plate. The fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1. Everything is earned. Nothing in 1. Breaking ball doesn't get back. It's a ball and a striking. Gardner is just all out of sorts here tonight. For Joe Gardner to walk 3 in the first 2+ innings is unfathomable, and the Barnstormers can't lift him. We've got a doubleheader tomorrow. Ground ball left side. With it is Halton. He'll go to second for 1, back to first. That's not in time. Galvez safe on the fielder's choice. Busted bat, ground out for the 5-4 force play. 1 out, and Daniel Field stepping in. Lancaster has to ride Gardner for a while tonight. They don't want to go that long with Bergeson in the night game tomorrow, and they've got to bridge 7 innings in the day game with the bullpen. And no days off in the foreseeable future. Galvez, the runner at first base, he's 7 for 11 stealing. The pitch to Fields good for a strike. It is 0-1. Gardner could use another double play. That last ground ball hit too slowly. Every out he's recorded has been on the ground. Fastball is inside to Fields. A ball and a strike. Realistically, only 2 balls have been hit hard. The Abreu double, of course, and the Fields base hit leading off the second inning. But 6 hits, and they're piling up. Here's a 1-1 delivery. That's a fastball outside. Fields with the advantage at 2-1. That is already the 57th pitch thrown by Gardner tonight. Still just 1 out in the 3rd inning. The runner goes, the pitch is high. Clark will have a chance, but his throw is off Coronado's glove, rolling away in center. Galvez tries to gauge whether or not he can advance to 3rd, but eventually Weber runs down the errant throw, and Galvez can't get up in time. But they move the runner to scoring position. 3 balls, 1 strike on Fields. So they have been able to take advantage of Tyler Clark tonight, and not many teams have done that lately. They haven't been able to. Ball 4 is inside on Fields. That's the 4th walk Gardner is issued. Gustavo Molina now comes to the plate. He grounded out back in the 2nd inning. This is a rough one. 3-1 Bridgeport, bottom half of the 3rd inning. Gardner can't get outs. 6 hits, 4 walks in the first 15 batters. He's gotten 7 outs on 5 ground balls. And that's been it. Galvez at 2nd, Fields at 1st. Molina digs in. The set and the offering is outside. Ball 1, no strikes. Gardner just cannot get comfortable. He is battling it. You can see it. He's thrown more balls than strikes. And you don't see that out of Gardner. 1-0 to Gustavo Molina. 2 on, 1 out. Gardner comes back, and it's grounded under the glove of Halton out into left field. They're going to send Galvez. The throw from Millage is good. He is out at home plate, says Joe Cruz. Clark applying the tag. We're going to have an argument from Luis Rodriguez. Tyler Clark handling the throw from Lastings Millage and getting the tag on Galvez. Millage coming up with the big play. Fields around to 3rd. Molina stays at 1st base. 2nd out of the inning. And here is Angeles Nina. Big play from Millage to keep the deficit at 2. But now Gardner needs to find a way to retire Nina. Fields at 3rd, Molina at 1st, 2 outs in the inning. That ball is tagged to the gap in left center field. It was a breaking ball that hung. Base hit. Amaral will fire into the cutoff man. Ahead to 3rd goes Molina. Nina drives in a run. Bridgeport is up by a score of 4-1. Fields scoring on the Nina base hit. 12 batters out of the 17 to step in have reached base against Gardner. Asni Guillen comes to the plate. He walked back in the 2nd. And if you're the Barnstormers, you cannot pull a starter in the 3rd inning tonight. You just can't do it. They may have to sacrifice this game for future games. Fouled away by Guillen. It is 0-1. The Barnstormers had just tied the game in the top of the inning. Things were looking up, and Robinson lined into the double play, and Bridgeport has just jumped on this bottom of the 3rd inning. It's fortunate that it's only a 3-run inning. No balls and 1 strike to Guillen with Molina at 3rd, Nina at 1st. The next delivery, ground ball placed through the left side, another base hit. They're singling the Barnstormers to death. 4th run is home. It is a 5-1 game. And Luis Hernandez will come to the plate with runners at 1st and 2nd. And 2 outs in the inning. One of those outs coming on a close play at the plate. What is going on? They're finding holes with everything. Hernandez batting with Nina at second, Guillen the runner at first. Hernandez is batting for the third time in 3 innings. Gardner to the plate. That is swatted foul out of play over on the left. 0-1. Again, already the 64th pitch thrown by Gardner. They have 6 hits off of him in this inning. Five singles and a double. Barnstormers trailing by a 5-1 score. The 0-1, check swing, but he went too far, says Joe Cruz, and Hernandez trailing 2 strikes. The Barnstormers need to get this final out and regroup from a big Bridgeport inning here in the third. This ballpark has been somewhat toxic to the Barnstormers this year. They are 2-5 here. 4-2 against the Bluefish at home. Here's the next one, taken inside and off the glove of Clark. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I wonder if it disrupted things to make the late catching change. I mean, it's tough to pin this on that, but I misspoke. 4-3 at home, 2-4 here. And we only play 9 games here this year in this weird schedule. Bouncer pulled foul. Still 1-2 on Hernandez. It's been that way every time he's come up, and he just continues to fight. Nine hits, 4 walks, 2 wild pitches. And still not out of the third inning. Tough hitter in Hernandez batting at 1-2. Gardner comes back, breaking ball, line drive, center field. Amaral charging in. He slides, can't pick it up. Around to score is Nina, make it 6-1. On the RBI single by Hernandez, the 7th hit here in the third inning for the Bridgeport Bluefish. And their 10th man is about to come to the plate in Wellington Dotel, who started it with an infield single off the glove of Garrett Weber, who is fully extended to his left. Lancaster can't get to anything. Line drive, Amaral raced in. Fortunately, he was able to keep the ball in front of him as he went down on it. Here's Dotel with a big swing and a foul ball back, strike 1. Well, the Barnstormers send De La Rosa down to the bullpen, but they are not going to want to get somebody warming up. No balls and 1 strike. The count on Dotel. Gardner comes back. Fastball good for a 2nd strike. It is 0-2. 10 hits, still only 1 for extra bases. But the singles just keep piling up here. 0-2. Breaking ball, ground ball, shortstop. Big hop for Coronado, and he will underhand to Weber, forcing Hernandez. That will finally bring an end to a very painful bottom half of the third inning. For the Bridgeport Bluefish, it is 5 runs in the inning on 7 hits with no Barnstormers errors. In fact, a great throw by Milic, or it might have been worse. 2 runners were left on base. We're at the end of 3 tonight. It is Bridgeport 6 and the Barnstormers 1.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at strasburgrailroad.com.
The Federal Tap House is a great place to stop by after a Barnstormers game and continue your enjoyable evening in downtown Lancaster. Featuring 100 beers on tap, including many craft beers from here in Central PA, the Federal Tap House has something for everyone's palate, not to mention a full bar and elegant wine selection for the non-beer geeks in the group. For the entire lineup of brews, check online at federaltaphouse.com. That's at Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street, just blocks from Clipper Magazine Stadium, or at their other location in Harrisburg.
Well, Ross Seaton now works with a big lead tonight. He has not been clean. He has given up 3 hits and a walk. About the last 6 or 7 batters, by and large, have hit the ball well against him. Lancaster just the 1 run on the board and trailing 6-1 as Bridgeport has come out and gang tackled Joe Gardner with just a boatload of singles. Cole Garner leads off the 4th. He had a medium deep fly ball to left center field caught by Dotel back in the 1st inning. And now 6-1, 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. And Bridgeport's left 5. To Gardner, line drive and a base hit into right center field. Chasing that down is Dotel. Gardner will hold on with a leadoff single. Well, the Barnstormers swinging the bats, no question about that. That double play off the bat of Robinson just took the starch out of the top of the 3rd inning. Now here's Sean Halton. Halton, a strikeout victim, back in the 2nd.
Third baseman, number 19.
Halton had a ground ball get by him for one of the singles, one of the 6 singles in the 3rd inning, and I can't now remember exactly which one it was. Again, it looked like he was going to get to it. First pitch strike, it is 0-1, and balls have that tendency here to accelerate, and Bridgeport, believe me, is built to take advantage of it. No balls, 1 strike to Halton. Cole Garner, the runner at first base, nobody out, being held by Burrows. It's still early. Lancaster would like to get some runs on the board. Seaton goes to work on Halton. The pitch is wide of the plate, make it 1-1. "20 batters, though, for Bridgeport tonight. They have 10 singles and 4 walks. Every out still, except for the play on the bases, has been on a ground ball. 1-1. Halton checks. Ball 2 is inside and low. Steve Clevenger, the first baseman, waiting on deck. Barnstormers can, as you know, make up a 5-run deficit. They're swinging the bats pretty well. Halton awaits. Seaton ready to go. Here's the 2-1. Ball 3 is up and in. 3 balls and a strike. And you'd like to see the Barnstormers start to string some things together and get 2 or 3 back here in this 4th inning. Three and 1. Garner takes off. The pitch is outside and low. That adds a second base runner. Clevenger will step in. Steve with an RBI double, or not an RBI double, but a double over the head of the right fielder Guillen back in the 2nd inning. Seaton has given up 2 walks along with the 4 base hits. 6 of Lancaster's 13 men have reached base. Runners at first and second. Infield set, looking to turn 2. Garner and Halton take their leads to Clevenger, a strike on the outside corner. It is 0-1. Garrett Weber waits on deck. Outfield more or less straight away here. The 0-1 from Seton fades low, a ball and a strike. Barnstormers need to extend this inning and get these 2 runs home at the very minimum, I think, to get back into tonight's game. Clevenger digging in at a ball and a strike. Seton comes back and just misses outside. 2-1. At Seton's pitch count, despite the couple of walks, is remarkably low. Clevenger up there, 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners take their leads. Seton comes set. He'll bring it home, and that ball is hit pretty well to center, but Dotel waving that he's got it. He'll make the catch. Garner will tag and head to third, beating the throw. And you remember, Dotel has a very good arm. It's a long fly out to center. Runners now at first and third for Garrett Weber, who also drove a ball deep to center field back in the second inning. 4 putouts now for Wellington Dotel. Bridgeport with a 6-1 lead. The Barnstormers are swinging the bats well, but they haven't been able to come up with the big blow at any point. Weber digs in the pitch. Seton delivers a strike. 0-1. 52nd pitch from Seton. 0-1, fly ball, shallow right field. Guillen will come in and toward the line to make the catch. We're going to have Garner tag. The throw will be offline. Give Weber a sac fly. The Barnstormers at least get 1 home here in the 4th inning to cut the lead to 6-2. Nate Coronado will come to the plate with Halton still at first and 2 outs. They get the sac fly, but Seton at this stage is willing to give that up, I'm sure, with the good-sized lead. Single walk and 2 flyouts. Seton to the set, and he snaps one back, gets it into the zone for a called strike. 0-1 on Coronado. Flied out his first trip. Seton comes back, the 0-1. Big swing and a miss. Coronado went for it all there. He trails 0-2. Bridgeport 6, Lancaster 2. 2 outs. Halton leads off first. Coronado awaits the 0-2. Seton to the plate, and Nate swings and misses. Boy, that doesn't happen often. A 3-pitch strikeout. The Barnstormers shut down with just 1 run in the inning of the big start. 1 hit, no errors. They leave 1. Bottom of the 4th will come up. It is 6-2 Bridgeport.
Dockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg is your hometown appliance store with hometown values. We always give back to our community, and this year we are proud to be a sponsor of the East Petersburg Amphitheater Project. Stop in and purchase from us and keep your money here, helping others in your community. We are back again this season with a $25,000 giveaway at the stadium, and you can stop in and register for a Barnstormers game jersey. We want to be your appliance store and give back to all of you. Dockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg.
Tony Abreu leads off the bottom of the fourth inning. He doubled home the go-ahead run back in the third, last inning. And by the time it was all over, that was a 5-run, 7-hit inning. Gardner needs to try and settle down here and give the Barnstormers a couple more frames and save the bullpen. You have to hope that the Barnstormers bats can produce more than one run at some point in an inning. Gardner to Abreu. It's a strike at the knees, 0-1 as we start off the fourth inning. Gardner's pitch total low, 73. Down and away. Ball 1, strike 1. Burrows and Galvez will follow. So switch hitter, left-handed batter, right-handed batter. Gardner comes home and serves it up high. 2 balls, 1 strike on Abreu. Gardner has not struck out a batter. 2-1. Ball 3 missing outside. 3 balls and a strike. And he's not at all consistent with where he is missing. That he is everywhere. 3-1. This is lofted out to left. Millage will come on to make the catch. And for the first time in the game, Gardner retires the leadoff batter. 1 away. Sean Burrows to the plate. He's 2 for 2. Driving in runs both times. Burrows has 10 of his 31 runs batted in for the season against the Barnstormers. And for his 2 at-bats here, he has simply been able to place the baseball where he wants it. He has singled on the ground through the left side, singled on the ground up the middle. Fastball high and outside from Gardner here. Ball 1, no strikes. Bridgeport 6, Lancaster 2, top of the fourth inning. Still a chance for a Barnstormers comeback tonight. Inside and low now to Burrows. 2 balls and nothing. Jonathan Galvez, the on-deck batter. Here's a 2-0. Burrows looks at a strike. Gardner gets one in, 2-1. 80th pitch for Gardner. 37 balls, 43 strikes. Here's a 2-1, fouled away. And it is 2-2. Lancaster will have Millage, Clark, and Amaral scheduled in the 5th inning. Lancaster able to wrap out some base hits. They have had success against Seton, but nothing to match a 5-run inning. Knocked out to left. Here comes Millage. He will slide and trap the ball. Burrows is 3 for 3. He is unbelievable. Sean Burrows has already won 1 batting title in the Atlantic League, and he's again battling a Bridgeport teammate. It was Dotel 2 years ago, and this go around it is Darby Myers, who's not in the lineup tonight, and he's hitting in the 340s. Jonathan Galvez will step in. He is twice grounded to Halton, and it's led to 3 outs. 1 out, Burrows the runner, not out to a big start. Gardner to the plate, he fires low, ball 1, no strikes. It's now 11 hits, 15 have reached base out of 22 against Gardner. There's a swing and a high drive out the left. Backing up on it is Millage. It's hit into a crosswind. Lastings has room on the track, and he makes the catch, out number 2. There are nights that is out of Harbor Yard. Tonight, the wind blowing to right as opposed to left. 2 outs. Burrows still at first. Daniel Fields to the plate. He is singled and walked. Gardner with a chance to get out of the 4th inning unscathed. And the strange part about this inning, he's having success because he's starting to elevate, and they're starting to elevate him, which has led to a couple of fly ball outs. First pitch is low, ball 1, no strikes. Catcher Gustavo Molina waits on deck. As long as the ball stays in the ballpark, that's okay. Lancaster now getting action, going in the bullpen. Our pregame guest, John Anderson, warming up. Strike taken. Fields bats 1-1. Getting an out here is important. Remember, Gardner's only making his second start, too, so you can't expect him to go 100 pitches. 1-1 offering, wrapped on the ground, foul past first. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Fields. Barnstormers lost Sunday 6-2. And they're down tonight 6-2. I hate to draw the comparison, but the Barnstormers, they're 3 4-game losing streaks this year, and that's been the longest. 2 of them have come off of a Sunday loss at home, leading into losing the first 3 in a road series. Check swing, he didn't go. And it's 2-2 to Fields. That was losing against New Britain before 3 in a row against Southern Maryland. And losing against York. Well, that was in York before 3 in a row here in Bridgeport. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Fields goes down looking. First strikeout for Gardner in the ball game. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Bridgeport is stranded 6. There's still hope for the Barnstormers. We'll go to the 5th inning. It's Bridgeport 6 and Lancaster 2.
We can't help but always want more, especially on the road. More horsepower, heightened handling, elevated design. Get more out of your drive with the Lexus IS. Bold styling, track-tuned handling, available 306 horsepower. Experience the exhilaration of the IS 350, IS all-wheel drive, and IS Turbo. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz. We have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
We get to the 5th inning. Millage, Clark, and Amaral, same trio that produced a run back in the 3rd, will step in here in the 5th against Ross Seaton. Lastings Millage grounded to 3rd, 5-3 on him back in the 3rd inning. Again, a fairly hard-hit ball, but right at Angeles Nina. Clark doubled over the head of Galvez in left. Amaral scored him with a base hit up the middle. The Barnstormers just got robbed on another line drive double play. Lastings Millage gets a pitch down low. Ball 1, no strikes. Lancaster's had some success against Seaton. They need to, at some point, probably put together a big inning here. To Millage 1-0. High bouncer left side. That will get through, and a base hit leading off. 5 hits now for the Barnstormers. Second straight inning. The leadoff man has reached. Tyler Clark now will step in. Clark with a double back in the 3rd inning. His bat is starting to come to life, and truthfully, both ways. He still only has the 1 hit right-handed, but balls are being stung by him. And as a left-handed batter, the average is climbing to around 2.25 now. Millage, the runner at first base. Seaton comes home and delivers a strike. It is 0-1. Bo Amaral waiting on deck. Amaral's extended his streak tonight. Halton and Coronado have failed to do so at this point. Clark bats, no balls, 1 strike. Here's the set. Millage takes off, a swing and a miss. Molina's throw is not on line and late. That must have slipped out of Gustavo's hand. It looked like it was going to end up in center, but the throw just died, and the shortstop Hernandez was able to go over and take it well wide of second base, but he had time to get there. Millage has the steal. It's his 12th. Lancaster working a runner into scoring position, trying to pressure the defense. 2 strikes to Tyler Clark. Seaton back to the plate, and Tyler looks at an offering low. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Barnstormers building toward at least another run here in the 5th inning. Down 6-2, but they've got a runner in scoring position. Clark does trail in the count, 1-2 strikes. Now it's up to him to at least get a ball to the right side. Seaton glances back to Millage. Here is the 1-2 to Tyler Clark. He takes ball 2 up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And you've got Amaral and Robinson, who both hit the ball well against Seaton in the 3rd inning. Tyler Clark batting 2-2. Right-hander Seaton glances back at Millage. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. So Clark is gone on strikes. That is number 3 for Seaton in the ball game. Bo Amaral stepping in. Amaral has grounded out and singled to drive in a run. Amaral and Weber with the ribbies for the Barnstormers tonight. So Amaral will have to come up with a base hit now in order to drive in a run. As Clark was not able to move Millage to 3rd base, but he didn't have the entire at-bat to try and do it. Just the 3rd strike. Millage is going to take off for 3rd. He gauged it well. Here's Molina's throw. Not in time. Lastings Millage steals 3rd. That was a close play. Great throw by Gustavo Molina. The Barnstormers move the runner to 3rd. And the pitch was ball 1 on Bo Amaral. Now he doesn't need that base hit anymore. The infield will concede the run with the 4-run lead. Lancaster looking to tack another man onto the scoreboard, inch a little bit closer. To Amaral, ground ball right side. That'll be taken by Burrows. He's going to wave off Seaton and head to the bag. Good enough to score Millage. They'll concede that run to get the out, but the Barnstormers will take the run. It's now 6-3 here in the 5th inning. Bo Amaral driving in his 12th run as a Barnstormer. Now with 2 outs and the base is empty. Here is Trayvon Robinson. Robinson hit a screamer into a double play back in the 1st inning. That ball was hit really hard, too. There was nothing soft about it. That was after picking up a walk back in the 1st. Lancaster starting to build a picket fence, but they'd have to keep this going all the way through the 9th inning in order to overtake Bridgeport. To Trayvon, it is low. Ball 1, no strikes. Still just not all that many pitches thrown by Seaton. That was only number 65. Here's a 1-0. Robinson checks, but takes a strike to the outside corner. 1-1. Millage and his wheels earning the Barnstormers a run here in the 5th inning. Seaton goes to work. Robinson with a swing and a miss. We go to 1-2. Cole Garner in the on-deck circle. And now the Barnstormers bullpen will have to answer the call and give this ball club some scoreless innings. Bridgeport's bullpen not as stable as it had been with the loss of their closer, David Carpenter. Here comes the 1-2. Robinson drives a foul the other way, hit quite some distance down the left field line. We'll stay at a ball and 2 strikes. Elvin Ramirez is the new closer here. One and 2. Again to Robinson. 2 outs, bases empty. That is ball 2. Inside and low. Bridgeport leading by 3 here in the top half of the 5th inning. Seton hasn't done anything yet really to jeopardize the lead, except the Barnstormers keep picking up singletons against them. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Seton ends up recording his 4th strikeout of the night. 1 run scores on 1 hit with no errors, nobody left on base. Barnstormers made the most out of the leadoff single by Millage. He did most of the work himself, stealing 2nd and 3rd, coming home on a ground ball. Now we're halfway through regulation at the end of 4.5 innings. Bridgeport 6, Lancaster 3.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Come on, everybody. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor.
John Anderson had been warming up, but Joe Gardner is coming back out there for a 5th inning. He'll take the ball if you give it to him. He's not going to shy away from it. Gustavo Molina leads off here in the 5th. He's grounded into a double play, singled and scored. Takes a pitch on the outside corner from Gardner, 0-1. He could have had an RBI, but Jonathan Galvez was thrown out at the plate by Lasting's Millage. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2. If the Barnstormers come back and win this game, you can look at that as one of the critical plays. Gardner working to Molina, 0-2. The target set by Clark. The pitch, fastball wasted outside. Ball 1 and 2 strikes, but close enough. 92 pitches thrown by Joe. I'm surprised he's gone this far. Now inside and low, and Molina is back to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Garner, Halton, and Clevenger will bat in the Barnstormers' 6th inning. 2-2 on Gustavo Molina. Garner comes back with a breaking ball and misses with that. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He had Molina all set up and now risks the leadoff walk here in the 5th inning. Just trying to get his ball club 3 more outs tonight. And this is the makeup of Joe Gardner. He's very durable. Payoff to Molina. He reached. Did he go? He did not. It's ball 4 outside. And that is the 5th walk Gardner has given up. Angeles Nina will come to the plate. He has walked and singled, and the bullpen scrambles into high alert again. He had Molina 0-2, and that last pitch was the closest of the lot on the 4 balls. Nina digging in, Gardner will work to the plate. It is outside, ball one, and that's 5 in a row out of the zone. 16 base runners for Bridgeport in the game. 25 men have come to the plate. The ball one pitch is low, 2-0. He's missed with 6 in a row now. That one looked close. 2 balls, no strikes, and Angeles Nina. Still only 1 extra base hit for Bridgeport. Here's a 2-0. That gets there. Make it 2-1 to the right-handed batting third baseman. 7 hits in that third inning, 6 singles, a double. There was also a walk. A stolen base was involved. A wild pitch was involved. Danina 2-1, ball 3 below the knees. And Gardner now risks giving up back-to-back walks for the second time in the game, and 6, which you just never see from Joe Gardner. 3-1 to Angeles Nina. The pitch is outside, ball 4. First and second, and I would imagine this is pretty much got to be it. Left-handed batting Osni Guillen coming to the plate. But I don't see Ross yet. Got the left-hander warming up in the bullpen. Once again, it is our pregame guest, John Anderson. Molina at second, Nina the runner at first. Infield set, double play depth. You could see Guillen bunt here. He's going to square. The pitch way inside and flagged by Clark. Over 100 pitches now for Gardner and nearly 50 balls. That was his 49th ball of the game. That is a crazy high number. Switch hitting, Luis Hernandez waits on deck. We're in the bottom of the 5th, 6-3 Bridgeport. The delivery, swing and a grounder foul, pulled up the first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike on Guillen as they changed plans on the second pitch. Guillen has walked and rolled a single through the left side. One of the 7 hits in that third inning. They had 8 different guys reach base in that inning. Here's a 1-1. Guillen yanks a foul down the first base line. This one on the line, but with a tremendous amount of hook to it. Gardner gets ahead at 1-2. Fighting to at least get 1 out here in the 5th inning. Guillen batting at a ball and 2 strikes. Infield looking for the double play ground ball. Gardner to the plate, and there's a ground ball, but it's through the right side and a base hit. Molina will hold on at third. The bases are now loaded. Nobody out in the 5th inning. And Luis Hernandez, the switch hitting shortstop, is coming to the plate. And now here comes Ross Peoples. The ground balls, and there have been a lot of them. So many not hit anywhere near where someone could get to it. And a really rough night for Joe Gardner. 12 hits and 6 walks in 4+ innings. So he will depart. There will be better days ahead for Joe. John Anderson will come in and try to bail the Barnstormers out of a difficult spot here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Bases loaded, nobody out. The pitching change in the works, and we're going to take a break and pause for these messages.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Silicon, microprocessors, and thousands of lines of code. Raw elements transformed into innovation by Lexus. For a limited time, experience advanced safety technology for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. But hurry, these offers won't last. Now through September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
John Anderson comes in and he inherits a mess. Bases loaded, nobody out, 2 walks and a single. And remember, this inning started with an 0-2 count on Gustavo Molina. A walk to Molina, a walk to Nina, and then Guillen simply finds the hole on the right side with a base hit. And now it is the left-hander Anderson taking over. This is 41st game. 1-1 with a 3.6 ERA for Anderson. He somehow has to find a way to throw strikes on a consistent basis this inning. There's no room for a walk, and watching him during his warm-up throws, he's wild. Bases loaded, nobody out. Luis Hernandez will turn around and bat right-handed. He is already 2 for 3 in the game tonight. Gardner coming off a good start against the New Britain Bees last Wednesday, but just about right from the get-go tonight, nothing went well for him. And at the get-go was the leadoff ground ball by Luis Hernandez to Steve Clevenger, and Gardner didn't get there to cover first. There's a smash. It hits the mound, kicks sideways into right center field for a base hit. It's a double play ball in the making. The ball hit the mound and went sideways. I don't know that I've ever seen that happen, but it's a 2-run base hit for Luis Hernandez. And now an 8-3 ball game. I can't believe that. Garrett Weber was going to be there for the play. The ball hits the mound and deflected at probably a 30 to 45 degree angle out into right field. Amazing. 2-run single. Molina and Nina score. Guillen ends up at third base on the play. First pitch to Wellington Dotel is low. Ball 1 and no strikes. What a wacky 2-run single. You want to talk about the ultimate bad hop. Weber was headed up the middle to make the play, and that was going to be a double play, and the ball went sideways off the mound. There is a strike. It is 1-1. It hit the mound and ended up in right field. And really true right field. 1 ball, 1 strike. Toss over to first. Back in is Hernandez, who has 3 hits against the Barnstormers again. Lancaster was just creeping back into this game, and disaster strikes again here in the 5th inning. 13 hits for Bridgeport, still only 1 for extra bases. Swing and a miss by Dotel, make it 1-2. Nobody out this inning. Runners are at first and third. This is what Bridgeport does. They single you to death. More singles than Kraft cheese. One, 2, lined into right field. There's another one. Home to score is Guillen. Hernandez will follow on the march to third base as the throw comes in. It is now 9-3. And still nobody out in this 5th inning. Tony Abreu coming to the plate, another switch hitter. He is 1 for 3 with a run scored and a run batted in. I mean, it just won't stop. That was one of the harder hit balls of the night. Only Galvez has gone without a base hit in this Bridgeport batting order. We're only in the 5th inning. Here's the delivery, and the first pitch to Abreu misses. Ball 1, no strikes. Nine to 3 now. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1st and 3rd, nobody out to Abreu. Ball 2 is down and away. The Barnstormers can't sneak a pitch past Bridgeport all night. I mean, the number of actual called strikes, swinging strikes, or foul balls are exceedingly few. The 2-0 fouled off to the right, make it 2-1, and especially the called strikes and the swinging strikes. Book is closed on Gardner. He allows 9 runs on 12 hits, 6 walks, 2 wild pitches in 4+ innings. Anderson is yet to get an out. Here's a 2-1, swatted foul to the right. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Abreu. Coming into tonight, opposing teams were batting only 169 against Anderson. And he got the ground ball on his first pitch that could have shut down this inning, should have shut down this inning, at least to a certain extent. And what a ridiculous, ridiculous bounce. Swung on and missed. Abreu goes down, and Anderson finally gets the first out of the inning. 7th man will step in. That is Burrows, who is 3 for 3. 2 runs batted in.
First baseman, number 15, John Burroughs.
The Barnstormers have been outplayed tonight, but I don't know they've been outplayed 9-3 worth. When you total up the line drive double play and then that crazy bounce off the mound. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. Ball kicked sideways a little bit. Fastball high and inside to Burrows, chasing him out of there. Ball 1 and no strikes. Hernandez still at third. Dotel, the runner at first, with 1 gone. Lancaster trailing by 6. Next delivery is low. 2-0. And I don't think the smash by Hernandez hit the rubber. It might have. I think it actually hit the dirt and caromed at, I guess, a 30-degree angle, to be fair. Ball 3 now is high and inside on Burrows with Galvez waiting on deck. Barnstormers pitching tonight has given up almost as many balls as strikes between Anderson and Gardner. 3-0 on Burrows. The offering taken for a strike on the outer part of the plate. It is now 3-1. And most of the strikes have been put in play. Here's a 3-1. Roller past the mound. Charging the play is Weber. And he will lay the tag on Dotel coming through as a run scores. Burrows will pick up his 3rd RBI of the night as he's safe on the fielder's choice. The out on Dotel, 4 unassisted, so it's now 10-3. This run is charged to Anderson. Galvez will step in. He is 0 for 3. The Bluefish keep marching around the bases. They still have only 1 extra base hit in the game out of their 14 hits total. But when you get this many base runners, they've had 20 in 4 2/3 innings. You're just going to score a lot of runs. Breaking ball for a strike on Galvez. It is 0-1. Lancaster has had an okay night at the plate. 5 hits, including a pair of doubles, 3 walks. Just 3 runs. Fastball missing away. Galvez batting at a ball and a strike. This game has been an absolute nightmare, though, for Gardner and Anderson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Burrows not being held at first. Here's the pitch, cut on and foul tip. It is 1-2. Anderson about to throw his 19th pitch. And that is low, gets away from Clark. This one should be a pass ball. We'll get the official ruling here in a second. I would be inclined to call that one a pass ball. 2-2. Galvez trying to drive in another run. Lancaster trailing by 7 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. And it's been a very lengthy contest so far. Bridgeport has spent an awful lot of this evening at the plate. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball pulled foul. We'll do it all again. And Machete with the play. Gets a round of applause from the home crowd. And it was a pass ball. Charge to Clark, enabling Burrows to go to second. Tyler's had a tough night back there. Two-two. Anderson looks back. Here's the pitch. Fouled straight back. Galvez sticks around. And there was nothing protective about that swing, by the way. Two balls, 2 strikes on Galvez. Anderson will bring it home. That gets away from Clark. This one, I'd be more inclined to go wild pitch. Burrows is up to third, and it's 3-2 on Galvez. Gardner and now Anderson just not able to get any kind of comfort on the mound tonight. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Galvez. Here's the payoff. That's chopped foul. Ends up going down the steps into the Lancaster dugout on the far end. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson to the plate, lifted foul. Galvez still will not go away. And this last one was, in fact, a wild pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs on Galvez. Anderson ready to go. Here's the payoff pitch. Strike 3. Breaking ball got the outside corner. Anderson strikes out 2, but it took him a long time to get there. And overall, it's a 4-run inning on 3 hits. As it turns out, 1 runner is left out on the base paths. Another big inning for the Bridgeport Bluefish. We will go to the 6th. It is Bridgeport 10, Lancaster 3.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
Well, Ross Seaton can pretty much reign freely here. Just keep pouring pitches into the strike zone. We go to the sixth inning. Cole Garner leading off. He is 1 for 2. And as we have seen, the key to this ballpark is hit the ball on the ground. It's a huge outfield. You're not going to, most nights, hit very many home runs here, but you can pile up a lot of singles. The Barnstormers have been hitting the ball mostly in the air. When they've hit it on the ground, they've had some success. First pitch is outside to Cole Garner, ball 1. He had a line single back in the 4th inning. But you look at the ball up the middle by Amaral and the single leading off last inning by Millage. 1-0, Garner with a swing and a miss. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. And Bridgeport designs its offense to play this field. They have been hitting the ball on the ground most of the night, and they've had an incredible amount of success with it. Swing and a miss by Garner. We go to 1-2. Bridgeport with a 10-3 lead, 14 hits, only 1 for extra bases. Of course, 6 walks and 3 wild pitches have helped. Here's a 1-2. Garner checks. Did he go? No, he did not, says the first base umpire, Richie Katz. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lancaster has scored single runs each of the last 3 innings. They were inching back into the game until the 4-run bottom of the 5th inning. Here comes the 2-2. Garner swings and misses here. No, he actually nicked that foul. Still 2-2. I'm not the only one. The scoreboard put the out up. It looked like a pure swing and a miss. And the ball hit Molina's glove and just stayed in front. You couldn't see it from back here. Garner continues at 2 balls and 2 strikes, leading off the inning. Halton on deck, then Clevenger. Seaton ready to go. Here's a 2-2. Cole pops this up. Burrows may have a play coming over toward the seats, reaching in, and not quite. Garner stays in at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Welcome, Cole back.
Barnstormers are 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight, but they've been able to move guys around. Sack fly, a couple of RBIs for Amaral. The other 2, Weber has the sack fly. There's ball 3. It is a full count to Garner. Seaton having a battle on his hands and certainly doesn't want to walk a leadoff batter with a 7-run lead. To Garner, here's the payoff, and Cole spoils another. Pitch number 9 coming up. Scoreboard still hasn't caught on. It's got Garner at 1 ball and 2 strikes, thinking he had struck out earlier. And it really did look like it from back here. And then you saw Cole still at the plate and the loose baseball just out in front. 3-2 still. Seaton will come home with it. And Cole gives us a ride to center. Back on it goes Dotel. He'll square up to the plate and haul it in at the front of the warning track, about 400 feet from the plate. Nice looking at bat for Garner, but he comes up empty. Seton is pitching to this ballpark. He is letting the Barnstormers just wail away and drive the ball to center. And you could do that all night long here and not have anything to show for it. It's the fifth put out for Dotel, and some of them have been hit pretty well. There is Sean Halton, who has struck out and walked so far, looking to extend his hitting streak to 14. Seton into his motion. Halton will drive a foul off to the right and out of play. It's 0-1. The line, Seton to Halton, and there's another ball tattooed to center. And again, it is Dotel, this time toward right center field. That is out number 2. Seton will let that happen all day. Steve Clevenger has doubled, and he has also flied to center. 6 putouts for Dotel in 5 2/3 innings. He's retired Garner twice, Halton once, Clevenger, Weber, and Coronado once each. The only putout on the flanks was the Weber sac fly. Here now to Clevenger, fastball for strike. It is 0-1. Those 2 fly balls probably traveled collectively 750 feet, but they're just 2 routine outs when you got Dotel in center. 0-1, up and away. Ball 1, strike 1 to Steve Clevenger. Lancaster down by 7 here in the 6th inning. Garner's got to the front of the track, and Halton's was short of the track. Clevenger now chips a fly ball down the left field line. Long way to go, Galvez. And that's going to bounce in for a base hit. Clevenger will hold on at first. He's got the bloop single along the left field line. Galvez was playing him toward left center field. The Barnstormers pick up hit number 6. Here's Weber, who is lined to center and driven in a run with a sac fly. The Barnstormers are down 10-3 in this ball game, but without question, they've hit the ball for greater distance. It's just fly balls to deep center do not match up with a bunch of ground ball base hits. It won't do the trick. Hitting the ball down, definitely the way to go in this ballpark. Breaking ball back to the inside corner on Weber for strike 1. So this ballpark obviously does not serve Joe Gardner well. Nothing in 1, and a Weber a swing and a miss. Although the one Baltimore chop type base hit we've seen tonight was Millage's. He scored a run back in the 5th inning. Seton has Weber down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. About to throw his 88th pitch of the game, and that is high. Weber taking ball 1. Well, York split today, so a Barnstormers lost tonight, which is not locked in yet, but a fairly high percentage chance. Would make it a game and a half lead. The Barnstormers play 2 here tomorrow. 2-2 now on Weber. 11-12 and 7-12, but we know that means 11-10 and 7-10, really. Two. Weber gets a fastball upstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Seton has started to draw this inning out somewhat. Nate Coronado waits on deck. He hasn't been himself tonight. He and Halton have failed to extend their hitting streaks. And Mega just one more chance. Weber digging in, 3-2. The runner takes off. The pitch is elevated down the right field line, giving chase Guillen into foul territory, and that's simply a foul ball for Weber. It got out of reach. This ballpark has the quirky configuration down the lines where each bullpen actually has a back wall, and then there's a fenced-in area down the lines and no room in foul territory. And this year, the bullpens have been deemed out of bounds if it gets to that back wall. That's a ground rule double. Inside, ball 4. Weber is on. The Barnstormers actually lost a game this year because of that rule. It cost them a run at one point, and they lost by 1. Now Coronado will step in. He is 0 for 2. A conversation, a quick one at the mound between Molina and Seaton. No timeout is charged. That the pitch count is climbing for Seaton. He is at 92. Coronado will try and get the Barnstormers closer here in the 6th inning. Clevenger at second, Weber the runner at first base. Nate set down on strikes on 3 pitches back in the 4th inning by Seaton. Right-hander ready to go. Here's the offering, and Coronado with a ball clubbed out toward right center field. Guillen racing back, leaps up, and that ball falls in. Extra bases for Coronado. 1 run is scored. Here's a throw in. Weber will beat that. The throw getting away from Molina. And on that, Coronado takes third. Nate has doubled in 2, and we have ourselves a 10-5 ball game. The Barnstormers will continue to fight back. Over the head of Osni Guillen out in right field. Clevenger scoring easily. Weber chugging around, beats the throw, and then Bridgeport will be charged with an error on the relay. Coronado getting to third, and Lastings Millage now at the plate as the Barnstormers close the gap once again. A blue pit by Clevenger opened the way. Then Weber comes back from being down in the count to walk. Coronado with the 2-run double to right. He just continues to be impressive. We haven't seen to whom the error is charged. Now, 10-5 game. Coronado up to third base. He clearly went after the ball got away from Molina, but it's not Molina's error because the throw bounced. And I think they're still deliberating. It's 10-5. Coronado up the line from third. Here's the pitch to Millage up and in. Ball 1, no strikes. Lancaster getting to Seaton with 2 outs in the 6th. There is right-handed action in the bullpen for the Bridgeport Bluefish. They have just 1 left-hander now. To Millage, here's the 1-0. Low for ball 2 and no strikes. Tyler Clark, the switch batting catcher, waits on deck. Barnstormers again trying to make this game interesting. They were in a 7-run hole with 2 outs, nobody on this inning. And those first 2 outs were, remember, both hit pretty well, but to center. Ball 3 is inside to Millage. 3 balls and no strikes. Coronado looming over at third. The Barnstormers could again get back to within a grand slam. (3-0). Millage takes a strike. Not a bad idea right there. 3-1. Seaton will bring it home. Millage will take a second strike at the knees. We go to 3-2. If you're following along with the online scorebook, it has been a mistake. They're 1 batter ahead and trying to correct it. It's Lastings Millage currently batting. Nate Coronado over at third. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Seton ready to go. And the payoff is popped up to shallow right. Back goes Abreu. In comes Guillen. It'll be Abreu, the second baseman, latching on for the final out. The Barnstormers do, however, pick up 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error. Coronado is left at third base. We'll go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Bridgeport has a 10-5 lead.
Enjoy great ballpark food at discount prices. The Lancaster Barnstormers offer numerous chances to enjoy your favorite ballpark foods this summer. On Sundays, Burke's hot dogs are only $1 all game long. Hess's Barbecue brings back the all-you-can-eat pig roast on Mondays and all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are also Fill Your Tummy nights at the stadium, where for only $10, you can stuff yourselves with popcorn, hot dogs, fries, nachos, and soda. Upstairs, we have Pat's Pizza and Pinball Mondays and Fat Pig's Wing Wednesdays, where you can pair food and beer with a Barnstormers game. Barnstormers baseball, make a night of it.
Silicon, microprocessors, and thousands of lines of code. Raw elements transformed into innovation by Lexus. For a limited time, experience advanced safety technology for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. But hurry, these offers won't last. Now through September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
John Anderson will stay in the ball game for the Barnstormers, at least to face Daniel Fields leading off here in the 6th inning. It is now a 10-5 game as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Barnstormers keep lopping runs off of the Bridgeport lead. Lancaster has scored 4 innings in a row, but the Barnstormers can't keep up with the big innings. Here is Fields. 1 for 2 with a walk. And the number of men reaching base tonight for Bridgeport has been staggering. Fields takes a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. 14 hits and 6 walks. By the way, they took the error off the board. They decided not to charge one, allowing Coronado to go to third. Inside for a ball. Fields will bat at 1 ball, 1 strike. Gustavo Molina and Angeles Nino will follow. Anderson gave up base hits to the first 2 batters he faced, including that quirky carom off the side of the mound. Strike 2 taken by Fields. It is a ball and 2 strikes. Luis Hernandez does not need any assistance when he bats against the Barnstormers. None at all. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's in on the hands, and it hits Fields. And he is smarting. So he's going to come straight out of the game, it appears. Hit by the 1-2 offering from Anderson. And that'll bring on Molina, who has reached base twice. Jonathan Galvez has not been on board at all. Everybody else in the Bridgeport lineup has been on base at least twice. The kind of night it's been. Well, they're tending to Fields. He just ran right off toward the dugout after getting nailed by that pitch, and it does appear we're going to get a pinch runner. For the DH. Or is that Fields back out there? It doesn't look like it. No, it's not. But I haven't been able to pick up a number. Molina's the batter. Runner at first base. There's a pitch bouncing away from Clark. Fields, or the pinch runner rather, up the second. Hit batter, and then a wild pitch. That's the fourth wild pitch of the game. And that's Rosa. Pinch running for Fields, Angel Rosa. And he's now at second base. 1 ball and no strikes on Molina. As Bridgeport tries to add to the lead. Anderson comes back. He is below the knees. Ball 2 and no strikes on Gustavo. And here's another situation. Anderson was ahead in the count against Fields, trying to put him away. Came too far up and in. Here's a 2-0 pitch. Smashed on the ground. Speared by Halton. He looks the runner back and fires across the diamond. Halton able to extend and make the play there. Rosa stays at second as Molina's thrown out. 1 away. Angeles Nina to the plate. Nina hasn't been retired tonight. He has walked twice and singled. The Barnstormers rallied just the other night on Saturday to beat Sugarland 12-11. But the key there is that the Barnstormers pitchers were able to throw some shutdown innings after the big ones early. First pitch to Nina below the knees. Ball 1, no strikes. Boy, the number of balls thrown by Barnstormers pitching tonight is unbelievable. It's in the mid-60s. Rosa the runner at second, 1 out. Lancaster with a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. Anderson back to the plate. It is inside and low. 2 balls and no strikes. Oh, I don't know how to explain it. The just sheer wildness on the part of the Barnstormers pitching staff tonight. Now a hit batter, 6 walks, 4 wild pitches, and 1 pass ball. Here's a 2-0. Nina pokes it foul off to the right. We go to 2-1. Barnstormers have been swinging the bats perfectly all right in this game. They have launched 3 doubles and a number of other deep fly ball outs. But they're down 10-5. Good night at the plate. 7 hits, 3 walks, 5 runs over 6 innings. Here's a 2-1, swinging a foul tip. Nina batting 2-2. But 2 plays explain some of the difference in this game. Robinson lining into the double play in the third. Now, the Barnstormers already had a run on the board. Amaral on base. Robinson just teed off on a pitch and ripped it, headed for the right field corner, and Burroughs holding the runner was right there. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss. Anderson rallies and strikes out Nina for the second out. It's John's 3rd K. And Osni Guillen will come to the plate. Guillen is 2 for 2 with a run batted in. And then the would-be tailor-made double play ball off the bat of Luis Hernandez that bounced at about a 30-degree angle off the mound, completely going the other way on Garrett Weber, who was right there behind its original trajectory. Nailed foul down the left field line off the bat of Guillen, who got off to a tremendous start this year and has slowed down, but not tonight. 0-1 on Guillen. But remember, they don't have the same bullpen they had earlier this year here in Bridgeport. The Barnstormers are swinging the bats pretty well, and that is over a longer haul, not just tonight. They've got the varied lineup. Something could still develop out of this. Anderson needs this out. Put a 0 on the board. The pitch. Guillen takes a second strike. It is 0-2. There hasn't been a 1-2-3 half inning in the game. There was a 3-batter top half of the first as the result of a runner being thrown out trying to steal. No balls, 2 strikes on Guillen. Rosa leads from second. The pitch swung on and missed. He made Guillen look bad on that, did Anderson. John ends up with his 4th strikeout. No runs, no hits, no errors. The runner left in scoring position. Rosa has the DH spot, so no pinch runner is necessary, or defensive replacement, I should say, is necessary. With the pinch runner being used, we'll go to the 7th inning with the score Bridgeport 10 and Lancaster 5. Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz. We have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
Bridgeport pretty much doubling up the Barnstormers here. 10 runs, 14 hits, no errors, and 8 left on base. For the Barnstormers, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and then we break because Lancaster's left only 3. Tyler Clark will be followed by Bo Amaral and then Trayvon Robinson as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Frank DiGiulio Jr. taking over for Ross Seaton. Seaton giving up 7 hits and 5 runs in 6 innings tonight with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Clark is 1 for 2. He has doubled and struck out, looking to get something ignited against DiGiulio. The right-hander into his motion. First pitch, Hopper on the right side. It'll get through to the second baseman, Abreu. We've got a foot race, but DiGiulio wins it. Heads up play by the pitcher as the ball hopped on past Burrows. Abreu there to back up, and they get the out. Clark retired, and you know it's not easy to get Tyler in the foot race. He's very fast. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here's Bo Amaral, who is 1 for 3 and has knocked in 2 runs. DiGiulio's in his 43rd game. He's 3-4 with a 4.63 earned run average, having allowed 52 hits in 46 2/3 innings. Amaral digs in. The DiGiulio pitch. Fastball good for a strike. It is 0-1. We'll see if the Barnstormers can build something else to inch closer. Down by 5. They've been down by as many as 7. Amaral with a ball blasted toward the gap, right center field. Dotel will not get to this on the fly. That's rattling all the way to the fence. Here's Amaral steaming around second. He's headed for third, and he's going to be in standing with a triple. Boy, can he fly. He's not anymore a huge base stealer, although he can take some, but man, he gets it going around the bases on the extra base hits. Of course, he had the inside the park home run at Lancaster the other night on the ball that skipped past Joe Benson down the left field line. Now a triple to the gap in right center field, an alley which does give up many here. Another multiple hit game for Amaral. That is his 8th now as a Barnstormer. He is 15 out of 36 in an 8-game streak. Trayvon Robinson batting with 1 out and the runner at third. He fouls a pitch back. No balls and a strike. The Barnstormers with their 4th extra base hit of the game. If you judge tonight on that alone, Lancaster would be well ahead. 4 extra base hits to 1. They will let Amaral score. Robinson batting, no balls and a strike. DeJulio back to the plate, and he misses away. Ball 1, strike 1. Robinson played to hit to the other field, which isn't necessarily a bad idea here. Line drive right to second. Can you believe this? Second line out to an infielder for Trayvon in the game. 2 are gone, and Cole Garner will come to the plate. He is 1 for 3. Frustrating night for Robinson, and it just goes along with what we have said. Hit the ball on the ground in this ballpark. Trayvon couldn't get that one to touchdown. Now with 2 outs, it's up to Garner, who does have the solid single to center, but he has also hit 2 long flyouts to center. Needs a base hit here to drive in the run. 2 outs with Amaral at third. To Garner, a first pitch strike. It is 0-1. First right-handed batter DeJulio is faced. Barnstormers continue to bang the ball around tonight. You can't argue with their offensive performance. Here comes the 0-1. Garner lifts it foul out of play to the right side. DeJulio has him at 0-2. But what DeJulio has been able to do here in the 7th inning is pick up the pace of the game and just come out and throw strikes, come what may. Garner bats 0-2. Amaral up the line from third. The pitch is torched out to center field again. And again, it is Dotel who plays deep over to make the catch. Well, the Barnstormers hit the ball very well here in the 7th inning, but they fail to score. 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Bridgeport leading 10-5.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hey, Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
Kevin Munson into the ball game for the Lancaster Barnstormers as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Kevin needs a positive night. Last couple of appearances have not gone well for the right-hander who grew up in Roanoke. They'll be facing the top of the order, Luis Hernandez, who had that magical 2-run single that deflected sideways off the pitcher's mound back in the 5th inning. First pitch is good for a strike. 0-1 on Hernandez. Dotel and Abreu scheduled to follow in the bottom of the 7th inning. You piece that together with the tough luck of Trayvon Robinson tonight. It could be a little bit of a change one way or the other. This game could be closer. Swung on and missed. Munson gets ahead of Hernandez 0-2. Hernandez is 3 for 4 with a run scored and 2 runs scored and 3 runs batted in. 0-2. Munson to the plate. Got him swinging. Kevin Munson, a man on a mission out there tonight. 6 strikeout for Lancaster pitching. John Anderson gave up 2 hits and a run in a couple of eventful innings. He hit 1 through 2 wild pitches, struck out 4, didn't walk anybody. And now here is Dotel. He has 2 hits and a walk. He's scored 1 run and has knocked in 1. Munson to the plate, and that's strike 1 on Dotel. This is the Kevin Munson that you know is there, and we like to see it. The last couple of appearances we haven't. 4 pitches, 4 strikes with kind of a dominating fastball slider combination. Abreu waiting on deck to Dotel, this time outside. The first one on which Munson has missed. It is a ball and a strike. Munson comes back. That's looped out the shallow center, hustling in Amaral. He won't get to it. That is single number 14 of the night. The third for Dotel. And here's Abreu. 1 out of 4 is Abreu. Double, run scored, run batted in. He has the only extra base hit and hasn't contributed to the singles. There's a discussion between the Bridgeport dugout and the home plate umpire, Joe Cruz. Kevin Munson is looking, I guess, for a rosin bag. There wasn't one out there. One out with a runner on. Dotel out to a short lead. The pitch to Abreu, fastball high and outside. Ball 1 after Munson threw 4 consecutive strikes. Things have gone a little bit awry. Dotel is aboard. It's 1-0 on the switch hitting Abreu. On deck is Burrows. He's driven in 3 runs tonight. Now ball 2 is wide. 2-0. Munson comes back. Fastball high and wide. 3 balls and no strikes. Man, it is unconscionable the number of pitches that have missed the strike zone from the Barnstormers tonight. Here's a 3-0. Abreu looking at a strike. Munson gets it through, 3-1. There have been 15 hits, but also 6 walks and a hit batter. And we're talking about some nearly 70 pitches out of the strike zone from the Barnstormers. This is yanked well foul down the right field line and into the night. Abreu will bat at 3-2. Halton, Clevenger, and Weber will bat in the 8th inning. Halton still needs a base hit to extend his streak to 14. Amaral and Coronado have stretched theirs to 8. 3-2, and it's fouled away by Abreu. The count will continue. 3 balls and 2 strikes. I guess I have seen this many balls thrown by a team before, but it just seems so high. Runner goes, 3-2 pitch, driven toward left center field, and guess what? It's in for a base hit. On to third goes Dotel, and the first holding is Abreu. So he's got his second hit of the game, and that is 16 for Bridgeport. Runners at first and third. Burrows coming to the plate. Who has managed to simply slap 3 singles where the defense is not. He's driven in 3 runs. The third was on a fielder's choice ground ball hit too slowly for the Barnstormers to turn a double play. Bridgeport up 10-5. Threatening here in the 7th with runners at first and third, 1 out. Munson made quick work of Hernandez, 3 pitches. Dotel and Abreu just able to drop balls in front of the outfielders. Now to Burrows, it's fouled away as Munson runs it in on the hands, 0-1. Munson has only thrown 4 balls, but they were in a span of 5 pitches. Looking to get a double play ground ball out of Burrows and get himself out of this 7th inning. Here's the 0-1, pulled foul on the ground, 2 strikes. Bridgeport 10, Lancaster 5, bottom of the 7th. The Barnstormers have not given up more than 12 runs in any game this year. That has happened twice. And they've given up 17 hits twice. And both of those are within Bridgeport's reach here. 0-2 to Burrows. And on the hands, fouled back. This could go on for a while. Still 0-2. Dotel at third, Abreu the runner at first. Munson will deliver. Got him swinging. Burrows goes down. There's out number 2, and there's a moral victory. Jonathan Galvez to the plate. He is 0 for 4. Munson giving up the back-to-back base hits, but he has also struck out 2 here in this 7th inning. Galvez to the plate. This is a spacious field, and Bridgeport has either been able to slap ground balls through the holes or get balls to drop in front of the outfielders. And Lancaster's outfielders starting to pull a little bit tighter. A ball is inside to Galvez, 1-0. They're shallower than they've been all night. 1-0 on Galvez. Dotel is at third. Abreu the runner at first. Munson will go to work. There's a swing and a miss. Big cut by Galvez. 1 ball and 1 strike. Long Island picked up a 10-0 win over Southern Maryland in Game 1. Munson's next pitch, and that ball is hit past the outfielders. Racing back is Amaral. He won't get to it. Dotel will score. Abreu is on his way. Here comes the throw home. And the ball bouncing away from Clark. It's a 2-run double for Galvez. So the 12 runs and the 17 hits are matched. Galvez, the last man to join in on all the fun tonight, drives in 2. The Barnstormers bring the outfielders closer, and Galvez hits the ball past them. And that saves Galvez's hitting streak, which is now at 10 games. Here's Angel Rosa, the designated hitter who pinch ran last inning for Daniel Fields. Barnstormers have run into an offensive buzzsaw tonight in Bridgeport. First delivery is low to Rosa, ball 1-0. So now they don't know which way to play. Galvez was the one guy they probably could have afforded to stay back against. And he hit the ball past Amaral into the gap in left center field. That is the second extra base hit for Bridgeport, along with 15 singles. The Barnstormers have 3 doubles and a triple. Ground ball left side. That'll be taken by Halton. He will fling it across the diamond and finally end the 7th. But for Bridgeport, it is 2 runs on 3 hits with no errors, and they leave 1. We'll go into the 8th inning. Bluefish 12 and the Barnstormers 5.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at strasburgrailroad.com.
The Federal Tap House is a great place to stop by after a Barnstormers game and continue your enjoyable evening in downtown Lancaster. Featuring 100 beers on tap, including many craft beers from here in Central PA, the Federal Tap House has something for everyone's palate, not to mention a full bar and elegant wine selection for the non-beer geeks in the group. For the entire lineup of brews, check online at federaltaphouse.com. That's at Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street, just blocks from Clipper Magazine Stadium, or at their other location in Harrisburg.
(12-5) as we go to the 8th inning, and Bridgeport brings in right-hander Vinny Pistano, who hails from Dublin, Ohio. He is a former major leaguer, 32 years of age. Shares a birthday with Ross Peoples, February the 20th, 6 feet tall and 210 pounds. Pistano coming into his 10th game. He has given up 11 hits and 6 runs in 9 innings with a walk and 11 strikeouts. Sean Halton leads off against him. Halton 0 for 2 with a walk tonight, but hasn't been able to extend his hitting streak to 14 games, already owns the Barnstormers season high. Ross Seaton in line for the win tonight, and Joe Gardner would be tagged with the loss, barring a dramatic turnaround. 12-5 to Halton. Check swing, foul ball back. It is 0-1. Vinny Pistano, originally signed by Cleveland, and it was Cleveland that brought him to the major leagues. He has a lot of big league time under his belt with the Indians and LA Angels, but mostly in Cleveland. And 2.98 major league earned run average, by the way. Here's the 0-1. Fastball runs outside. Halton bats at 1-1. He hasn't been there since 2015 with the Angels. Last game, July 11th of that year. Here's the windup to Halton, 1-1. Big swing, foul ball back to the screen. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Steve Clevenger on deck. He has 2 hits. Amaral with 2 hits. And Trayvon Robinson has 2 ringing line drives right at infielders. Those have hurt the night. That's cost the Barnstormers some runs. Fouled away. Halton stays in at 1-2. Pistano ready to deliver. Halton swings and misses at a breaking ball. He's gone on strikes for the 2nd time. 1 out. And here's Clevenger, 2 for 3 with a double and a run scored. So 5 outs away from having the lead cut back to a game and a half, but the Barnstormers have the doubleheader tomorrow. And York a single game to wrap up this series in Somerset. Everybody got rained out last night. And we would have been in Bridgeport as well. So ultimately, it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that tomorrow's a day-night doubleheader. It's really making this trip a grind. To Clevenger, inside for a ball 1-0, and it's at the start of 34 days in a row. Because next Monday, filled in with the de facto playoff game against Southern Maryland. Ball 2 is inside. By the way, the weather forecast is cleared up for Monday night. They have now decided it's going to rain earlier in the day. So we should be all right for Monday based on the current forecast models. They know it's going to rain way inside. Clevenger bats 3-0. Garrett Weber waiting on deck. Nate Coronado, if anything develops. Barnstormers have only had their leadoff man on base in 2 innings in this game. They have scored both times. 3-0 to Clevenger. I'll look at a strike to make it 3-1. It has not been a bad night at the plate for the Barnstormers, but it has been a nightmare on the mound. 3-1. Clevenger slaps that off the foot of Pistano. It'll deflect to the shortstop Hernandez, and he'll turn it into an out. 1-6-3, 2 gone, and Weber will step in. Lancaster pitching tonight, 17 hits, 4 wild pitches, 6 walks, and a hit batter. And still an inning to go. Here's Weber, who's officially 0 for 1. He has a run scored and a run batted in. Bridgeport leading by 7. Pistano to Weber. Ball is inside, 1-0. They'll save the breaks for a closer game, I guess. Hopper to the right side. Backing up on it to play a high bounce is Abreu. Pistano throws a 1-2-3 inning in the top of the 8th. Nothing going on. Bottom of the 8th coming up, 12-5 Bridgeport.
Dockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg is your hometown appliance store with hometown values. We always give back to our community, and this year we are proud to be a sponsor of the East Petersburg Amphitheater Project. Stop in and purchase from us and keep your money here, helping others in your community. We are back again this season with a $25,000 giveaway at the stadium, and you can stop in and register for a Barnstormers game jersey. We want to be your appliance store and give back to all of you. Dockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg.
Well, something we never saw Butch Hobson do, but Ross Peoples is in a situation where he almost has to. He's got a position player on the mound. Bo Amaral has taken over on the hill, and with that, some defensive changes necessary. Brian Hoover is in at second. Garrett Weber is gone to third. Sean Halton out to left, and Lastings Millage over to center, if you could follow all of that. Amaral, who throws knuckleballs, curveballs, something very slow. He is badly high to Gustavo Molina. 1 ball and no strikes. Left-handed outfielder deals, and this is popped up to shallow left center field. On comes Millage, who will make the catch. It's out number 1. I've got to believe it's a knuckleball, the way it looks. So 1 out, and Angeles Nina to the plate, who has reached base 3 times, 2 walks and a single. The team on base percentage for Bridgeport tonight is just somewhere in the level of ridiculous. First pitch missing low, ball 1 on Nina. 17 hits, 6 walks, and a hit batter. That is 24 men reaching base out of 43 that have stepped in. Knuckleball gets their first strike. It's 1-1. 12-5 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And Amaral just soft tossing it up there. Line drive, base hit the left by Nina. And a 1-out base runner. That is the most hits against the Barnstormers in a game this year. 18. 1 out with a runner aboard. Osni Guillen will come to the plate. He is 2 for 3 with a run batted in. Tied for the most runs allowed this year, and a new season high in base hits against the Barnstormers. It is just unbelievable. 25 base runners out of 44 men stepping in. Late swing and a foul into the third base seats. Gently laid in there, but the fans couldn't make the clean catch. No balls and 1 strike on Guillen. Munson worked last inning and struck out 2, but still gave up 3 hits and 2 runs. This is torched into right. These guys play slow pitch softball, apparently. Guillen with a base hit. Now runners are at first and second, make it 19 hits for Bridgeport. 17 singles. Luis Hernandez is bidding for his 3rd 4-hit game of the season against the Barnstormers. Now, Bridgeport has hit fastballs, sliders, and now knuckleballs. They've hit everything here tonight. To Hernandez. There's one that's upstairs. Ball 1, no strikes. You can't blame Ross. He's got a day-night doubleheader tomorrow, and he doesn't want to send Bergeson out there for terribly long to set him up for Monday. Swing and a miss. It's a ball and a strike. And it's one of the arguments I have for why that game should have been played on July 29th. The Barnstormers and Southern Maryland, again, are having to manage to build for that game. And it takes them out of the rhythm and the flow of the season. Way inside as Amaral decides to come with a fastball. You hear the oohs and the ahs from the crowd. 2-1 on Hernandez. Nina's at second. Guillen, the runner, at first base with 1 out. High and outside for ball 3 and a strike, with Wellington Dotel waiting on deck. And the Barnstormers have to be right back here in 13 hours. 3-1 pitch upstairs, ball 4. Hernandez picks up the walk. 7 of those given up by the Barnstormers tonight. Bases are loaded for Dotel, who is 3 for 4. I don't think Amaral is terribly worried about his career ERA. He's just trying to get 2 more outs. Nina, Guillen, and Hernandez are on. And a Dotel swung on, and this ball is hit to right center field. Galloping over on it is Garner. He'll make the catch. Tagging and scoring is Nina. It'll be a sac fly for Dotel, make it 13-5. But at least it's another out. Tony Abreu to the plate. He has a pair of hits. A single and a double. Now, the most runs and the most hits given up by the Barnstormers this year. To Abreu, a ball is outside, 1-0. And we still conceivably could get done in under 3 hours. Next offering, ripped to third, and Weber can't make the play. Here comes Guillen. He's going to race home and score. They're piling it up. It's 14-5. Abreu with an RBI base hit into left. Third hit of the inning, a couple of runs on the board. And Sean Burrows will come to the plate. And if the Barnstormers don't have a little bit of incentive for tomorrow, the fact that these runners are being sent here in the bottom of the 8th might provide it. Abreu driving in his second run. Burrows to the plate. Hernandez at second. Abreu at first. It's 14-5. Here's the pitch, and that is taken out to right center field, sliding behind it, and not able to make the catch. The ball into the alley. Garner couldn't come up with it, and Burrows gallops into second with a double as another run scores. Thought for a second Garner had made that catch, but the ball skipped on past and was backed up by Milic. 15-5. Jonathan Galvez to the plate. So not even the Barnstormers center fielder is spared the wrath of the Bridgeport Bluefish tonight. They're losing their ballpark. They're apparently upset. Ball inside and low to Galvez. It is 1-0. And who knew they had a team of guys that played slow pitch softball, because that's basically what they're hitting against here. Driven again out to right center field. Garner hustling back. He won't get to it. That's into the alley. Abreu and Burrows will come home. Galvez is going to sprint for third. A throw is going to be late. He's got a 2-run triple, and it is getting worse. That's 5 runs home in this inning. So it's 17-5, and we're going to have a mound visit. "22 hits without a home run. 17-5. The Barnstormers are in arrears here tonight. And Angel Rosa is due to step to the plate here. Fortunately, it is just one game. It makes the season stats look a whole lot worse in terms of run differential, in terms of certainly the pitching numbers. This game has been absolutely ugly on the mound. 30 base runners out of 50 guys who have stepped in, a .600 on-base percentage for Bridgeport for the game. Rosa steps in, he's 0 for 1, and an Amaral fastball misses. Ball 1 and no strikes. Galvez at third. You just want to see it over. Here comes the 1-0. The knuckleball is high. Rosa bats 2-0. Molina's on deck. He started this inning by flying out to right field. Next offering in for a strike called, 2-1. But Ross had to try and save the arms in the bullpen. Ball 3 is high. 3-1 to Rosa. A 5-run third inning, a 4-run fifth, and now a 5-run eighth. Second strike is taken by Angel Rosa, now 3-2. Galvez, the runner at third with 2 outs. Here comes the payoff. It's a fastball popped up. Is there a play? Over comes Clevenger. He's got it. And the Barnstormers may not have to throw, and probably will not have to throw another pitch on this painful night. 5 runs here, 5 hits, no errors, 1 runner left at third base. So we're going to the 9th. It is Bridgeport 17 and Lancaster 5.
All right, we got 2 dancers. Today out there.
We can't help but always want more, especially on the road. More horsepower, heightened handling, elevated design. Get more out of your drive with the Lexus IS. Bold styling, track-tuned handling, available 306 horsepower. Experience the exhilaration of the IS 350, IS all-wheel drive, and IS Turbo. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz. We have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
Side-slinging left-hander Wander Perez has taken over for the top of the 9th inning. He's given up only 4 hits and a run in 6 1/3 innings. He has walked 2, struck out 9. So Luis Rodriguez must want 3 quick outs here, or at least try for it. 4th pitcher used tonight, first left-hander. Seaton will get the win, Gardner the loss. I'll see what the Barnstormers can put up here in the 9th inning. They're down by 12. 17 runs on 22 hits. It's been abuse. And no home runs. The extra base hits really didn't come till late. Galvez, who was 0 for 4 on the night, ended up driving in 4 runs with a double and a triple. Just to give you an idea. Inside and low to Nate Coronado, who got the Barnstormers somewhat closer back in the 6th inning with a 2-run double. 1 out of 3 for Nate tonight, an 8-game hitting streak intact. Perez comes back, it's fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike. And right back here for a day-night doubleheader tomorrow. Millage and Clark sent to follow the delivery. Chopper right side. Burrows will make the play. Perez is getting over to cover. They'll convert the out. 3-1, 1 out. Lastings Millage to the plate. Now the center fielder. He is 1 out of 3 with a run scored. He stole a couple of bases back in the 5th inning. The Barnstormers did some things offensively after falling behind 6-1. In the 3rd inning, but this game just got ripped away by Bridgeport. I mean, to the point it's gotten almost absurd here. Millage against Perez, and the first offering strike on the outside corner. It's 0-1. So we could still see Perez in 1 game tomorrow. But I kind of like the fact that Rodriguez has used him tonight. The Barnstormers can get a look at him. Hopefully this will play into Lancaster's hands. It's a very different motion by Perez. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodriguez has lost a lot of pitching, but he's been able to reload. He still has 5 ex-big leaguers out of his 11 pitchers on the staff. And 6 ex-major league position players. Off speed, swing and a miss. Perez, who has reached AAA. And with the Phillies, it's 1-2 on Milledge. But they've got Andrew Lambo. We haven't seen him tonight. Daniel Fields, Gustavo Molina, Tony Abreu, Sean Burrows, Luis Hernandez. They've all played at the major league level along with 5 of the pitchers. 1-2. Milledge takes that and drills it to left. He's got his second hit of the ball game. Lancaster with 9 hits. Tyler Clark will step in from the right side of the plate. Clark doubled and scored a run back in the third. He is 1 out of 3 in the ball game here tonight. Charles Brewer, Manny Del Carmen, Manny Parra, whom we'll see tomorrow. Vinny Pistano and Elvin Ramirez, all with major league experience on Rodriguez pitching staff. 1 out with a runner aboard. Pitch to Clark is a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Milledge aboard, and no, they're not holding him. Swing and a miss. Clark bats at 0-2. Bo Amaral, the pitcher, waits on deck. I can't remember the last Barnstormer pitcher to bat officially. 0-2. Clark stays alive with a foul ball back into the screen. Still no balls and 2 strikes to Tyler. And Amaral, of course, is the center fielder. He's had a nice night at the plate, 2 for 4, 2 runs batted in. Perez deals up and away. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. Here's a 1-2. Clark looks at ball 2 just low. That was on a breaking ball from Perez. 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the 9th inning. Ball 3 missing. Go to a full count, 3-2. Perez from the Dominican Republic. He is 32 years of age. 6'3" and listed at 160. He's still pretty lanky. I imagine he's running a little higher than 160. Clark takes the 3-2 and lifts this to right center field. Guillen coming on. He is there. That is out number 2. And Amaral is the final hope for the Barnstormers tonight. And the background on Perez is interesting. He had not pitched in a major league organization between 2009 and last year. He had been kicking around the North American League. He's been to Bridgeport before. He's been in Joplin and the American Association. A lot of time logged in winter ball in his native Dominican Republic. And then the Phillies picked him up for 6 appearances at Lehigh Valley last year. Offering to Amaral, fouled away. Bo down a strike at his 0-1. 17-5 in favor of Bridgeport here. 1 out left to get for the Bridgeport pitching staff. Barnstormers will need to recover from this one in a hurry. A 7-inning daytime game tomorrow, and then that's at 11:12. Amaral with a fly ball to left should end it. Jonathan Galvez will park underneath and make the catch. Big win for Bridgeport tonight. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. Top half of the 9th. We'll have the line totals in just a moment. The final score, the Bridgeport Bluefish 17 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 5.
What is high scoring? Do high scores at that? What's that mean?
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me. Are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Well, a massive victory for the Bridgeport Bluefish in the opener of this very quick three-game series. 17 runs on 22 hits tonight for Bridgeport. There will eventually be one error. They are going to add that error back in on the throw to the plate that allowed Coronado to go to third back in the sixth inning. So 17 runs, 22 hits, one error, 10 left. And for the Barnstormers, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 5 runners left on base. Ross Seaton with the win. He is 1-0. Joe Gardner the loss. He is 0-1. The no save, obviously. A high-scoring game like this, amazing. There was not a home run to be found. We had a slew of gappers here tonight. A couple of those led to triples. The time of our game, 3 hours, 7 minutes, 19:20 on hand here at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Worst loss of the season for the Lancaster Barnstormers. They fall by 12 at the hands of the Bridgeport Bluefish on a night where they actually hit the ball reasonably well, but the pitching, no matter what they tried, could not get outs here this evening. Again, if you look at the overall numbers for the night, 51 batters stepped in for the Bridgeport Bluefish, 30 of them reached base. A .588 on-base percentage for Bridgeport in tonight's game. That is just to the point of being absurd. But it's over, and we'll move on ahead to a doubleheader tomorrow. First, the wrap-up show will be coming your way next here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
Oh, welcome back from the ballpark at Harbor Yard. We're going to spare you the grisly details on this game, a 17-5 loss. Suffice it to say, things got so out of control that Ross Peoples felt compelled to bring his center fielder into pitch. That didn't go well either. And a total of 22 hits, 7 walks, and 1 hit batter, 4 wild pitches later. The Barnstormers fall to Bridgeport here by a score of 17-5. The box score is going to look crazy when you see it, either if you check it out online or if it's in the paper tomorrow. There were 4-hit games by Burrows. He had one. That was actually it. A number of other multiple hit games. And Jonathan Galvez, here is what typifies the night. I brought this up earlier. Jonathan Galvez was at one point in this game 0 for 4. He ended up driving in 4 runs along the way this evening on extra base hits in consecutive innings to the gaps in left center and right center field. 4 RBIs for Galvez in the game. The Barnstormers didn't have a bad night at the plate. Bo Amaral was 2 for 5 with a triple and 2 runs batted in. Style points for Trayvon Robinson, but 0 for 3 with a walk because he lined out twice, bullets right at infielders. A couple of hits for Steve Clevenger, a 2-run double for Nate Coronado. Unfortunately, Sean Halton was 0 for 3 and loses his hitting streak at 13 games. 17-5, Bridgeport over Lancaster. We'll have the out-of-town scores in just a moment on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody. Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Well, the Bridgeport Bluefish after tonight will sail past the Barnstormers in terms of the team batting lead, banging out 22 hits tonight. Their team batting average in the game was .524. We talked about the team on base percentage of .588. 7 members of the Bridgeport with Bluefish tonight with multiple hit games. The Barnstormers did have 2 hit games from Bo Amaral, Steve Clevenger, and Lastings Millich, who also picked up a couple of stolen bases along the way here tonight. But this one was absolutely, positively not pretty at all. Lancaster pitchers threw the ball 190 times here tonight. And of those, 109 were strikes, 81 balls thrown by Lancaster pitching in tonight's ball game. The best part about it, it is over, and we can move on to tomorrow. Somerset and York split earlier today. The Revs winning the opener 4-1. Somerset bouncing back in the nightcap with a 10-3 win. The Barnstormers' lead over York is now at 1 1/2 games. Sugar Land has shut out New Britain 5-0. Long Island blanked Southern Maryland in the opener of a doubleheader 10-0. They're in the 5th inning of game 2 up at Bethpage Ballpark with the Blue Crabs leading by a score of 2-1. Take a gander at the Major League scoreboard here in a second. At some point, I knocked it off my screen here tonight. We'll bring that back up. Phillies are up 5-2 down in Atlanta. That is in the top of the 9th inning. White Sox have the Astros down 8-3. They're in the lower half of the 6th. Minnesota owns a big 8-4 lead over the Milwaukee Brewers. They're in the top of the 5th inning. Cardinals are up 7-3 over the Royals in the 7th. Dodgers and the D-backs, no score, top 3. Oakland has already scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 1st at home against Seattle, and they're still batting. The Orioles and the Angels scoreless at the end of 1. San Francisco has put 3 on the board on a Buster Posey home run in the bottom of the 1st inning. A quick jump on the Cubs, 3-0. Finals from earlier this evening. The Miami Marlins polished off the Washington Nationals 7-3. Giancarlo Stanton with his 38th home run in the contest. Pirates over the Tigers 6-3. Andrew McCutcheon launched his 23rd. It was Toronto edging past the Yankees 4-2. Josh Donaldson with a pair of home runs as J.A. Happ outdueled CC Sabathia. 4-2 was the final score. The Cleveland Indians pick up a 4-1 win over the Colorado Rockies. Corey Kluber's red hot. He goes to 10-3. He went the distance tonight with 11 strikeouts. San Diego has beaten Cincinnati 7-3. The Mets trip up the Rangers 5-4. Earlier, the Boston Red Sox with the shutout baseball from Chris Sale, 8 innings with 13 Ks. What a remarkable season he is having in Boston over Tampa Bay by a score of 2-0. Well, the Barnstormers lost big here tonight. Most lopsided loss of the year. They just could not get outs when they were on the mound. And a harsh loss to take, but it is just one. 17-5 at the hands of the Bridgeport Bluefish. We'll be right back here with an 11-12 start tomorrow morning from the ballpark at Harbor Yard. The Barnstormers are going with their bullpen tomorrow. Left-hander Manny Parra will get the start for Luis Rodriguez and his Bridgeport Bluefish. We'll have it for you beginning with the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report, and we will go on the air at 11 o'clock in the morning with the first game of the day-night doubleheader. Day-night doubleheaders, while they're tough to get through, they have actually benefited the Barnstormers quite a bit this season. Lancaster has swept both in which they have played. They'll want to make it to 3 tomorrow and end the losing streak that they have. They have dropped 4 straight here at the ballpark at Harbor Yard. So again, 11 o'clock tomorrow with the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report for Game 1 of our Twin Bill, and then tomorrow evening we'll be on at 6:55 for the second game. Until then, for all the cast and crew back at Clipper Magazine Stadium, getting ready for another big homestand starting on Thursday, I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you at the ballpark.